Yo, deck 1, deck 2.
Well,
back again. Episode 11.
11.
Blood. That means we've overcome the test. You know, the mark. The test was 10. We've overcome that. We passed that. Right now, we're veterans in this.
Home run now, yeah?
We're on the home straight, man.
Yeah.
And veterans, you know. Blood, I've been doing this. Are you mad, fam? I've been doing this about 11 weeks, cuz. You know, like, you got them right. You can brag like that now.
Man, you can tell people, yo, man used to have a podcast.
You know, back in the day, yeah, man used to have podcasts. But you mean I ran it for about 11 weeks and that, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Well, we're getting there because 12 weeks is 3 months.
Yeah.
So yeah. Next week again is another milestone. We're doing well, man. And big up all the guests that have come on. We've had a lot of guests, you know.
Yeah. When
you put that video together today,
mad, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. 1 minute solid, just guess. So it's a good look, man. Big up all of the guests. You know what I mean? It's been a good look. But yeah, bro. Black Lives Matter and that. You've been on like right now. The movement is mad, fam. And I
haven't done no walks or nothing. I haven't done no protests. I haven't gone out there. But man's here, innit, and man's riding for the cause.
Yeah, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, you know, listen. It takes all sorts to make change, bro. It's not all just being out on the road. It takes the mindset. It takes people like doing things in every capacity. So, do you know what I mean? As long as you've got your mind straight and you're supporting it where you can, then it's all good. Do you know what I mean? Like that is literally it, bro. Those that are in denial and those that are trying to belittle it are like they're fighting against it. But if you're on the same mindset, if you haven't yet been on a march or a protest, it doesn't really matter yet because we've all got to be on the same page in order to create change. Is it? So everything is good. So we say, what we got in you're done now, my brother. What we got in store for them today? What amazing episode we're gonna talk about today? What you got in mind?
Today is basically can you call it? I don't want to call it that, but it's all about funky house, basically.
Funky house. You know what? That's a good look. Funky house had a very, very, very pivotal part in most of our upbringings.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form.
They had a nice run.
Yeah. And for some generation, for a generation in particular, it was everything to them. Like when I was growing up here, garage raves, that was my raving experience as a youth. From I turned 17 to about 20, garage raves.
Yeah, that was me.
We're about the same age. 16 to 20.
You're about 4 years older than me, bro.
Fam, if I am, it's mad because you look about 10 years older than me. But yeah, garage raves definitely played a big part in my life. So, and for that, I respect it. I love that music to a degree, and it's got a lot of good memories. But funky house equally has that for a generation. So, I think we should just let's put it out there, man. Let's see what funky house conversations we can get going on. Let me see who we can get. Let me quickly drop out this code to the man them and see who we get in the building. You know, the Royal Rumble thing.
Royal Rumble.
You get me? Let's see what veterans we get in the building. Funky house, you know.
We got everyone. We got some. Well, the feedback on these podcasts is cold, though. You know, like, I see kind of everything. Like I see the people who are like getting a weekly fix.
Yeah.
Which is bad. Like, obviously, I know obviously people listen to podcasts and that, but I don't know at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's sick when I see certain people and they say, right, like getting my weekly dose, or right, you got to make sure like someone. We got Elnay, she was bigging it up today, saying, right, like, if you're a DJ, this is the podcast you need to listen to.
See, now that's good enough for me. I love that. I love the fact that we've got people that like are fans of the show, but also like the recommended show is sick. Yeah. You know, like the conversations are unapologetically about DJing.
Yeah.
from all aspects. Do you get what I'm saying? Ain't nobody claiming to be the best. Ain't no one claiming to be right, but we're speaking from our experience and our truths. You get what I'm saying? And I don't think anybody is going around that. And I love that. I love that. And that's why, as you know, as people will notice, we get the guests that we feel can enhance the conversation. It's not about who's right, who's wrong, but who can bring something to that conversation. There's many DJs that we've had on that could fit other conversations as well. Yeah. But for the conversation that we've had them on, it feels right. Do you get what I'm saying? So let's hope that we can live up to that today.
You know what I need to say as well?
Yeah.
When it's your birthday, see, we're gonna have to have an episode for you, because.
Well, my birthday is not until next year, as you know.
Listen to this though. I'm gonna hold a little something in my heart, because you know what? A couple people message me like, "Fluffy official." It's not funny, is it? It's not funny.
So you say you're gonna hold malice right until my birthday?
Yeah, for a year. I'm gonna hold it for the whole year. Yeah, a couple people message me about Fluffy official. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
You think, all right? So you're not even vexed at them. You're vexed at me for saying it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So okay, cool. So you're laughing. No, that's an extra thumb for him. Oh, you're laughing. That's an extra thumb for him. That's what you're doing, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I hear you. Let's hope by then you forget. Let's hope you forget by then. You know what I mean?
I'm holding that one. So
today I had the Zoom party, the reggae Zoom party.
How was it? I popped in for a minute.
Yeah, that was a good look, man. It was a good look. So we just literally finished. 2 hours overtime, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a madness, but it was a good look. We're gonna do one again on the 28th. It was a good look, man. It's nice to give you know what I mean, reggae breathing space where we don't have to rush it, and you can get to play tunes. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people that came in. I had fully equipped, Pure Vibes, Deep Clarity, Gadflex, Invasion Crew, and myself. Sick. It's good.
Bro, that's meant to be like a paying zoo. You're meant to pay for that kind of zoo.
Brother, this is what I'm trying to say. That lineup there, you know. That lineup here, I had to, for me to pull a lineup like that, off, I had to have, that's a respect lineup. The man them did it because they rate, man, and respect, man. And so I probably owe a lot now. So soon I'll be, you know, like driving up to Northwest to do a man's party for nothing. But it's all good. It's all good. So that's the mutual respect we have for each other. You get what I'm saying? So, all right, let me resend this thing. Like, come on, like, I might have sent out the wrong thing.
What, again?
Brother.
Like last week.
Brother, I feel like I might be getting old, bro. I might be getting old.
Just at them in the group so they see it, innit?
Yeah, I might be getting old, bro, because I think I've done it right. But I might have done it wrong.
To be fair, see, for those that don't know, this would be...
Bro, this is mad, yeah? Because I feel like... I feel young, innit? I feel young, vibrant. I feel like I can do everything. I feel like I can still do backflips in that, yeah?
Yeah, you would.
But I actually don't think I can do that.
Oh, you don't?
I probably bust my head.
Yeah, but you try.
I would try, yeah. Of course I would try, man. Well, at the end of the day, you know, you gotta work with your feeling. You know what I mean? I feel young.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think I did send the wrong code. So it's my bad.
Oh, you did?
I did, yeah.
That's 2 weeks in a row, bro.
Bro, listen. I don't know why I've got the responsibility
of what, sending the code?
Of doing stuff like that, yeah, the technical side. Like what made
listen to this though, that's like a deck 2 kind of job.
All right. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Deck 2 is actually the most important deck.
Why is that? Go on, let me hear this.
Because most decks, yeah, if you think about it, let's look at a side. Let's look at a deck, yeah?
Yeah.
Picture like 2 decks and a mixer right in front of you right now.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah? Where is deck 1, like in your mind?
On the left or right hand side?
On the left. Okay, cool. So deck 2 is on the right hand side. What handed are you?
What hand am I?
Yeah.
Left handed.
Okay, because you're an anomaly, right? But the average person is right-handed, and what you find is that deck 2 is the most important deck. That's where people can scratch on. You know, people that are stronger with their right hand, which is the majority, they all use deck 2 the best.
I feel
I'm gonna leave it there. That's not even open for discussion. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it right there. Yeah, I made that up on the spot. I feel that's a good argument.
I feel like you're gonna come up with a much better argument.
I was trying to think of something, but it wasn't coming quick enough.
like maybe if only deck 1 works, you don't get any mixing.
And we can use that as well. Yeah. So we'll add that in. We'll add that in to the other one. Yeah. So now it's double bubble. All right. Now I feel like I've sent the right code out now.
You said we're gonna start making phone calls or something.
I feel like we're gonna have to start you know, like badding people up on that. Virgin, what, you can't see my message, bro? Put it out there to the world. Like, come on. All right, so what we'll do, I'll give them a little nudge. All right, we got someone rolling in right now. Give me the countdown, Fats.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
Oh, all right, listen. This is what I'm saying, you know. When we talk about certain topics, you know, they make sense. Wait, funky house. We got the funkaholic in the building. Come on, drop me a bomb. Where's the funkaholic is in the building. You get me? All right, hold on. We got one more. Give me a countdown, Fats.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2. Yes.
Hey.
Come alive in a disco.
We got another one.
In the disco.
Oh my days. So what's this? This looks like some legend lineup. What? Land of the Legends.
Yeah, this will be a good rave.
What? Yeah,
definitely.
Yes, lads. How's it going, man? Long time.
Yes, big up.
Yes, disco.
Oh, yeah, as you can see, he's representing the cornered events. I cannot wait.
We made sure he was
IB for
promo. 1,000.
Bro, I cannot wait to get to IB for, bro. Like, serious, bro. Like right now, if they lifted quarantine, blood, I will drive to IB for. That's how mad. Yeah. So can't wait for corner. Do you get me? All right. So we got a couple more people coming in for we've added it. We've got a few more people that should be stepping in. But let's get a brief introduction of who we got here. So yeah, let's start with the first person that came in. Introduce yourself to the world, please, sir.
Cool. DJ Melo-D here, also known as the Funkaholic. House DJ, funky DJ, christening DJ, funeral DJ, wedding DJ, bar mitzvah DJ.
Love that.
President's inauguration DJ. Yeah.
Love that. The Funkaholic is in the building, you know. And who do we have over here now?
Everyone, my name is Riskgo. Live in the disco, this baby, you don't know it's pistol.
Mad.
Bars,
live in the disco. You know what, yeah? No one ever in the history of the world, yeah, has made disco so cool.
remember like your school disco?
Yeah. Remember the police discos? Remember? But you've made man want to go to the disco. Like, man said, right, it's Riskgo live in the disco. Man's like, where's the disco? Where? I want to be there. You get me? So yeah, it's all good. All right, so we've got a couple more people that we're waiting for. But yeah, welcome to...
Before you even say anything, can I ask Riskgo a question?
Yeah, go true.
How did you manage? You're the only guy that can make people count in a dance, bro. 1 and a, 2 and a. You're the only person that can do that. How did you manage to pull that off? You're a legend.
Well, I don't know, man. That, you see that there, yeah? Bro, it's just time's been gone so long. It's mad, man. When you look back how long
I think Funky, yeah, with some of the simplistic bars of Funky, they changed the game. Intricate bars, yeah, ain't always the best in a rave, because you can't sing along. And you know, like when you get to sing along, like simple bars, you know, like
you know what though, yeah. C6, yeah, you see, like me,
yeah.
I didn't really want to do that. I'll be honest with you, but you see, like I come from, like, I listening to like so much different MCs and that, yeah. But I didn't want to have like just simple bars. So when Live in the Mix come out, you know someone. If you know a raver that knows my bars, I know that they know it from listening to me before.
Yeah,
you know, like what's the bars like? I'm not here to play around. I'm a funky boy, so I get around. We go deeper, aim for the. You're not gonna know that in a one rave. You're gonna know that by listening to me. So some of the hardcore ravers that know my bars, like the vibe maker, you know that that one rave. This way. After a while, you catch on vibe makeup, whatever. But when you see like Riskgo come alive in the disco, you don't know that on a one day. You have to give me to know my bars. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I kind of wanted to do. You see what I'm saying? I never really wanted to just come to a rave and then you didn't know me, and then you can just know my bars.
5 minutes later, you know my bars. That's a bit mad. Yeah.
And obviously, I have got some bars like that, but ultimately, I wanted to just be vibes. And this brother's got vibes. That's how I started off. That's what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying?
You got to have a bit of both, though, innit?
Yeah. Of course, you have to have some depth, because if you just got simple bars, people will be like, okay, he ain't worthy.
But you know what? It's a mixture, because obviously people. It depends what you talk about. You know, like there's the debate about the grime, what grime MC, what is a funk MC, the swatch over, what you talk about, what you say. It comes like, like facts. When we go uni raves, I don't know some of these MCs out of nowhere, they come down, they shut the whole place down facts. You know what I'm saying? This guy in my life. So it just depends, like it's just mad. It's just a madness, like literally.
It's mad. All right, hold on, we got our next one in the building. We got here. Mr. Funk Butcher. Wagwan.
What's going on?
Yeah, I listen. Just do a brief introduction and then we'll have a little chat afterwards. Everyone know who you are.
Yeah, Funk Butcher, producer, DJ, record label owner, broadcaster. Yeah, just been on Deja, Rinse, Kiss Fresh. Yeah, that's it pretty much, really.
It's mad. I would say I'm looking a little signing right now, bro. What kind of signings you got going on? No, but big and serious. Nice to meet you. I've seen your name on a million flyers from way back in the day, right up to now. I don't think we've ever crossed paths. So, man. Nice to meet
you. It's a pleasure.
So, no, it's all good. We're supposed to have one more, but I'm not sure what's going on with that. Facts. Like, I fear people them that in the brother.
I don't know, man. I've messaged him, innit? Have you messaging me, bro? It's what it is, though. It just happens, isn't it?
It is what it is. I was running a bit late. I was doing a Zoom party, a little reggae Zoom party, and we kind of got caught up. We run over time by 2 hours, so it's a bit mad. But we are here.
Okay. Am I late? Yeah.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
I would, you know what? Yeah. It's all your fault, man. Yeah, man. Sure. All right, though. It's all right. We share the responsibility. But yeah, man. Thank you. Welcome to Deck 1, Deck 2 podcast. Listen, we just want to talk about music, DJing. We all do it for love. We've got a lot of passion behind it. We've been doing it for years. So it's nice to be able to all come together, have a conversation. spread some knowledge, and hopefully inspire our brothers and sisters that want to get involved or are already doing it. You know what I mean? So everything that you say here, there's no issue. Ain't nobody watching you, judging you. So, you know what I mean? Say what you need for say.
Shouts to Fats, Mellow, and Riskgo, man, as well. Yeah, say.
Big up, man.
Yeah.
All good.
What
All
you
right.
say? You just kick it off, and then if
If he rolls in, he rolls in. Yeah.
Alright, cool. So yeah, basically today, we just wanted to talk about all things based around the funky house scene, innit? So yeah, just to kick it off, like why do you lot believe funky house faded out? Like what do you think the reason, like the fundamental reasons were why it kind of had its run and then faded kind of like into the background? Anyone can answer still.
Too much bullshit, bruv.
In what sense though?
In the sense of like, you know, when you look back at the age that we're at now, you just look at the way we was conducting ourselves, and then the way we was conducting ourselves, it was a bit too much. Like, I'm a big advocate of competition and healthy competition. It drives us. But when it gets to a stage when some of us were saying things and criticizing each other openly and whatnot, the forward progression that we were all supposed to be benefiting from, it got ruined a little bit. So, I mean, I'm not even being a hypocrite. I might have played a part in it over the years as well, like maybe by not saying things. But I feel like now, as you kind of get older and you see that we all benefit, there's that DJ, you may not like his sound, or there's that MC, you may not like his flow or his lyrics, whatever. But to openly critique them in the open, I mean, the sound is like, it's a raver sound. It's not like battle rap. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's not going to benefit from the conflict between one another within the scene. So I felt like that was a bit detrimental, and it got to a stage where some people were like choosing not to book other people. Do you know what I mean? I didn't like that when I used to hear about that. When people weren't booking other people, even though they were talented, even though they were getting numbers in the dance, all that kind of stuff. I didn't like that. In fact, you know, come on, from Napa, I've always been the one who's been trying to, like, years, I've been trying to stop people from putting hands on one another and whatnot. So I said,
today, bro, man, all that what you're saying, that's still here today. That ain't gone no.
It's in every genre, to be honest, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. It's in every genre.
Funky house. That probably happens in bashment, in R&B, soca, slow jams. You got people that aren't gonna book you because of that's how it is.
Can you imagine a slow jam beef like with DJ?
but I think that's what Butcher's saying, though. I think Butcher's trying to say that, well, based on the fact that the genre is not that kind of genre, if you know what I mean. House is like a happy genre, innit? So to have that kind of beef,
it's not what you see, like coming from that, obviously from Butcher's perspective. See my angle, obviously I see it as a different angle, innit? Like you see, like people as well. Everybody wants to be number one as well. You know what I'm trying to say? So everyone's creating their own thing, doing their own thing. So funky house, there's all 7 things on the same day. The music kind of changed as well. Obviously, you know, the uni lot was creating their funky house scene, and there were different funky house scenes, there's different funky house music. The UK producers started making different music. You know what I'm saying? If you look at to like, you know, like Fuzzy Logic's music to someone else's like bedroom music, and they're trying to put it out in the scene, is different. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of that affected the way people like listen to it, and it had and I just think that everyone got, you know, not everyone, but you know, the ravers started to drift away. Promoters, you know, clocked onto that, and then a lot of DJs locked off that as well. It's not like there's only a handful of DJs that still carried on playing it. You know what I'm saying to you? And you know, if you look at like the MCs, okay, when it dried down, obviously we saw alarm bells ringing. We saw the alarm bells ringing from early, from bookings every weekend. Like, I know some ravers, I don't even know them, but I know them through every single week. It's not like you see them every single week. You actually know them. You get me, facts?
Yeah,
like,
now you're friend.
Every single Saturday, you see bells was ringing. And then I think a lot of the DJs stopped playing funky house as well. the DJ is important.
Do you think? Sorry to cut you. So are you lot in agreement that the scene killed itself, as opposed to with multi-genre raves and bashment raves, you know, like venues don't really want us in their venue, so they have a part to play in our scene being watered down and washed down into, you know. But are you guys saying that it's self-sabotage basically?
I think it didn't help. It didn't help. Like when you,
I think it played, but then again, it's like you lot say the words like funky house is dead and all that, but it's like right now, before the lockdown, things was picking up very nicely. It's like, to me, when I'm hearing what you're saying, it doesn't really add up to what I'm getting the vibe to. You know what I'm trying to say to you? What I hear and what I see before.
No, he didn't say dead. He said, why did it fade?
Yeah. Okay, but fade is like...
I purposely didn't say dead because I've seen that there is kind of a scene now in it. Like I see that there's like a little bubbling, like, you know, you could play a bit of funky house in a rave again, and ravers like it and know it, and you know what I mean, they enjoy it. But there was a point where funky house was just not. I think it's always been a music that people have liked, but it just wasn't played in a rave.
Also, what I'd like to add to that, is so I came in after that Butch, way after Butch. I think I came in back end of 07. So Butch, I don't even know when you kind of started out, but I came on the back end of 07, kind of really emerged, let's say 08. And there was more of unity then, and the DJ lineup, like if you compare the back end of Funky days to like the hype days, like the DJ lineup was fire. I mean, the tunes that were getting dropped were more, I wouldn't say classics, but you can tell there was more effort being made into the production. And I feel that kind of created a certain vibe and energy within the dance floor as well. I think when we got to the back end, when we was playing a lot of tunes, and I believe there was like way too many refixes, which essentially creates a different energy in the dance floor. Man, them sort of changed their attitude and mannerisms as well. And I feel like when you do something like that, it kind of desensitizes music a little bit, where you start to get a certain energy towards it, where man them and gal them essentially start to approach the music differently. So women, girls at the time, whatever, they will start to distance themselves a little bit. So when you get less vocal tracks and then you get more instrumentals, it kind of creates a certain energy. And plus, essentially, funky and house, or say deep house, started to entwine. So certain South African tracks as well started to entwine. So there was a little crossover period where people didn't want to hear funky anymore because if it was old or whatnot, and they wanted to hear more of the deep house records. And I think because we didn't market, well, not to say market, I don't think we held onto it or had management of funky, because essentially it was a dangerous movement. Like I saw now this is, second, sorry?
He just agreed with you.
Oh. So like it was a powerful movement, but because of, again, with the battling, the greed, you had certain factions that were cornering the market as well. So you had those lot over there, then you had those lot over there, then you had a couple of the east, and then you got a couple of south, and then you moved in pockets. I felt like that was damaging, because essentially what's going to happen is going to collapse on itself. So with the level of, all right, you know what, I'm messing with these lot, but I'm going to always rate you and big you lot up. We didn't have that. We didn't take that from the R&B and bashment DJs. We didn't. Even though you got your, I don't really like that guy, but there's still an element of a little bit of respect. Whereas in the funky DJs, if you didn't have the latest stuff play, if you didn't have the latest, it was more like, yeah, you're shit. And I saw a lot of public disrespect. Like, as soon as like the back end of, when that Destination House started, I think that's when things started to change. And it was during them times there when I used to say to, who was I talking to? It wasn't Scholar, it was someone else, when I was saying, wow, and Butch, you know more about this than I do. But Rinse FM, like, it's starting to change a little bit. Like, because I know Rinse FM had a massive part in essentially in the movement of funky as well, but the DJ started to change as well. So I wasn't really hearing funky like that on the airwaves. So I think it was an amalgamation of like loads of different things. I mean, it's still essentially it's still British black music.
Yeah.
And we didn't learn from the Sade, the Real Things, the Soul to Soul. Like, we didn't have a philosophy behind Funky House, where Soul to Soul was what? Happy Face, thumping bass, and 411 race. If Funky House had a philosophy that we all stick by, even though we want to move our little circles, I think there might have been a bit more of a togetherness. But I think it wasn't. No one was educating us behind saying, yeah, do you know what? This is what we did in the late 90s, or this is what we had to do to
you're making sense, Mellow. You're making sense. I think everyone was just left to their own devices to do what they wanted to do, or just go with it. You get what I'm saying to you? And you see, like me and also me, people think, oh, okay, you see, when I brought out Vibe Maker and all that kind of stuff, I wasn't blocking no one because I was an MC, and I could easily, I told everyone the same thing, I could have easily just put myself on the main set with one DJ with no MCs on. But I didn't. I booked every single MC. Every single MC out there that does Funky House, I have booked and I bring in because I rate people. You see what I'm saying to you? I know it's a one-man show. So people could never tell me, oh, Riskgo, I know we use the word block, we banter and all that stuff, but they can't tell me that deep down because I booked every single person in this room.
Yeah. I don't even play funky and you book me, so hey.
I'm a man that I like mix. Like, obviously, Funky House is not a lot of, when you do Funky House like an all-day thing, you're gonna play like multiple, you're gonna double clash play the songs twice deep down, like the proper ones. You know what I'm saying? So I've always mainly done like a mixed event and then obviously done like an hour set. That's most of my bookings anyway. You know what I'm saying to you? You don't really see like a Funky House all day event. Obviously, there's a couple of them, but not really many of them.
But do you know why that is? I think that's because it got to a stage where everyone was so concerned with playing the bangers. The thing is, when we was doing Tribal Life, and like, this is when it was at Stratford Yates, the first ones, I didn't feel no pressure. Do you know what I mean? It was like, as the rave begins, when we get to Flex at Dagenham, those days, and the queue is just mental. And these times, Hot Stepper's charging he's charging like £50 on a Sunday night. Listen, it's mad because what's happening then is the mindset of the DJ begins to change. He wants to smash the dance, innit? So ordinarily, when you was at Yates, you could play things like, okay, people might say they're fillers, but they're banging tunes. But you can build a night up, and there could be, it's almost like how Back to 95 is now, where you'll hear Little Man 20 times. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then a whole heap of...
What I'm saying, hearing songs so much times, and it does, after a while, you might get away with it if you play a song twice in a rave, But after 4 times and all that, it's long. But there's so many tunes, like Butcher, you've got bangers as well. Like Marcus Nasty, back in the day, he's got tunes I've never heard before. Pioneers got tunes for days. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like bangers basically, but stompers. I call it stompers. You understand?
Yeah.
Obviously, like you say though, the DJ wants to play the bait song in it, and there's only that particular, like the way you move is a nice song. So if he wants to play it, you're gonna hear that 6 times in a rave, innit?
Do you think that? All right, see something like funky, for a DJ like myself who's a multi-genre DJ, I can play a funky set, and the funky set I will play will just be banging, because that is my interpretation of how I can come in.
From that QC6, you're destroying Funk Butcher.
This is what I'm saying. So, what I'm saying is, so because of that, I wouldn't personally like want a booking and to be booked as the Funky House DJ. Yeah. If I'm out and I can run a set or whatever, or if there wasn't a funky set and I thought, wow, you know what, this dance could do with a bit of funky, that's my type of thing. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be booked over Mellow. I wouldn't want to be booked over, but this is what I'm saying. I personally wouldn't want to be booked over Funk Butcher or Mellow or anyone that does it. I wouldn't want to be booked over them. But what you find is, promoters say, right, hold on, this is a multi-genre rave. C6 is gonna play it the multi-genre way. If we book a specialist, they're gonna come and play those underground hits that no one don't know. And I feel like that's why multi-genre DJs have probably ruined a bit of funky, probably ruined.
They have not
probably ruined a bit of bashment. Probably ruined soca. Probably we probably are like a bit of poison for every single specialist. I probably fuck shit up for all of you, and I apologize.
You're spitting, brother. You're spitting because back in the day, Hot Stepper, when we used to be at we used to go Rex, yeah, and he did Tribal Life there, and sometimes Hot Stepper used to kind of have a word in our ear before we used to have like do our set, and he used to tell us what to play, and I used to ignore, man. I used to ignore, because if you do that, then I know what his vision was, but I know that over a period of time, the rave will become stale. So I need to go with my clear mindset, like I ain't heard another man. Do you know what I mean? I need to come in. You know how deep it was? When I used to drive to the raves, yeah, I didn't listen to nothing. Because do you know when them days like Mellow, you might know, do you know when you go to like a couple bookings in a row in a night, and you might listen to a tune in the car, and then you're playing the set, and you're like, I don't know if I played that already. Because you were listening to it on the way there.
It captures your mind.
Yeah, bro. So
it gasses you up, makes you think that's what, when I get in this.
Yeah.
Ruin everything.
You know why though? Because you're saying the promoter, yeah, you're not listening to Hot Stepper, yeah. So what I'm saying is, if you're not listening to him and then everyone follows you, then that's how you get to play 6 tunes in a rave.
Yeah, but that's not. But listen, you're thinking of a promoter. I'm not necessarily speaking of anybody in particular. But you see, if you've got a promoter that has got the rave in his, all right. For example, today's Zoom party that I did there, the reggae Zoom party, I gave everybody an era. I didn't tell them what songs to play. I just told them what their era was. So one man had the 90s, one man had revival, one man had, just so that they didn't cross paths. But what you find is, some promoters just want the rave to be on level 10 all the time. So they will give you bad advice.
Yeah.
Listen, go in, play this banger, play that banger. Don't mix it, quick. All right, play some hip hop right now. And you think, whoa, blood. Like, this is... So if the promoter is about the longevity and wants the party to be a quality party, then Funk Butcher should listen to him. But if the promoter just wants banger, and Funk Butcher saying, yo, I don't want to ruin the party, let me do what I'm doing as a professional, then I stick by, I agree with Funk Butcher. 100%. Some promoters don't think about the rave, they just think about their pocket.
Yeah.
But there's also the flip side, though, where he could be saying that for the basis, like what Riskgo's saying, is to make sure that those other songs ain't played. But the problem is, this is the other problem. The problem is, as a promoter, you're meant to know that who you're booking is coming to do technically a different job to everybody else. So when you're booking, if you do a rave that is a funky house rave, a one genre rave, technically, you have to know that the 5 DJs that you have technically shouldn't do any crossing over.
Thank you.
That's the problem,
isn't it?
Yeah, they all play differently.
Yeah, they're meant to all play differently. You're not meant to book 5 of the same DJs, technically. Which is where you mess up. You're booking 5 DJs that technically all play the same sort of funky house. You need to have one that might play a bit of tribal, or another one that might play more instrumentals, another one that might play some own production.
Good facts, yeah. That sounds good. That sounds very good facts. Don't get me wrong. The truth of the matter is, facts, yeah. The truth of the matter is, there's not many Funk Butchers, Pioneers, Super Ds out there, so you have to cram. You probably gonna cram them all in because you're not gonna book like someone else that is not tried and tested. So it's not as easy as it sounds sometimes. Because see, like Butcher, for example, he knows how to change up. So if he comes in, I'm sure you do different sounds, Funk Butcher. Yeah, you're not just one dimension. You've got different sounds in terms of the funky house. Yeah? So what I'm saying is, as a promoter, I know Funk Butcher. If he sees certain man in the lineup, he might look at them and say, okay, he might want to play this, so I'm gonna go this way this day. Yeah. But there's some DJs are just like, see them on internet. And then let me come and give me a try, and then they just go straight for the kill. So I'm saying to you, so I think it's hard to pick what you're saying in real life. Like on paper, that sounds fantastic, but real
it's
life,
not really hard. It's not really hard because technically, let me use an actual example. So let's just say, if I pick, let's say, Pioneer and Super D, the argument often is, should I pick Pioneer or Super D or Pioneer and Super D. The argument often isn't, should I pick both? Do you know what I'm saying? So if I pick both, I'm technically getting, I'm not saying they play exactly the same, but they technically are along the same path.
Similar.
If I pick both of them, I'm going to get the same result twice.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, as a promoter,
you could tell Pioneer or Super D, you're gonna go down this play or Super. Don't play like all under 08 music. So then it will be a different outcome. If you just let them
obviously you can specify that.
Huh?
Yeah, they've got the ability to do that. But do you remember back in the day, where if you went Persona, you would hear a different kind of house to what you heard in East, and then if you went NW10 in Northwest, they were playing something different, and you know what I'm trying to say. So it's like you actually had different styles of funky because certain tunes were circulating in different areas, isn't it? Like the East man had some tunes, all Kismet and all them lot. The South man had some different tunes that we didn't hear. And then remember that tune? I'll never forget. There was a tune in the Persona days, like Brixton Hype.
Yeah.
We never had that tune.
No, it is though.
Was it called?
It's Brixton Heights, but you know why though? Because the producers in certain areas, so the DJ from the area gets the tune.
I know why, but what I'm trying to say is you're getting a certain type of sound in that area only.
I get what you're saying. That buzz. It's a bit like over north when you hear the gappy ranks and the big Zeeks and stuff. They bust north dances, and then in south they get a decent reception, but not as much as over there. So I get what you're saying. Certain tunes flood certain areas, so certain DJs will come and you'll hear it different. So if you go and rave, you'll be like, "Oh shit, what's this?" Where you wouldn't hear it in your area. You get what I'm saying?
To echo what you lot were saying as well, like I didn't really notice how important it is to really let the other DJs know what you played until I was at E3 one time, early days, and I remember someone was late. The promoter came up to me and he goes, "Yo, play for extra 5 minutes here. But when he comes, let him know what you've played so you don't repeat." I was like, Rod, ever since that day, I always kind of, if I ain't in a rush, I'll probably, when he next man's setting up, I say, "What, play." I'll like whisper it in his ear so he knows. But I've seen certain man just like sabotage dances by playing a certain tune early. Where I'm like, yeah, I know what you're doing.
That always happens.
Yeah, that you can't, that you can't be looking to. There's a certain amount of crazy cousins tunes that you might them days you might leave till later on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As opposed to getting it out of the way first.
You know what happens? Sorry to cut you.
Yes, go on, see.
But you know what happens, and I think I can speak about this just from my circuit and just mirror it into yours, because I feel like there's a set of DJs that feel like they should be the man to play this. Forget my time. It's me. So, okay, so you haven't given me the main time, but I'm going to do the main thing because that's me. And I feel like that ego is what fucks up enough things, blood.
Well, that's what I was talking about in the beginning. That's what I'm talking about. So it's almost like, what do you care about? Are you trying to bust, or are you trying to make the rave nice? And but those two worlds, they can't coexist.
No, but what happens is, because someone, like, based on how I'm hearing them speak about you and you speak about yourself, it feels like you're the kind of person, I've fallen into this trap here of being someone who doesn't crave for attention. So I don't mind playing a wicked early set. I don't mind playing a nice sub-genre and just, you know what I mean? But then there comes a time when the man them are booking me as the safety man. Like, they're booking me for defense. But I'm actually a sick striker. Let me strike sometimes, bro. Sometimes let me score. Why every fucking rave you want me to be in defense just because you know?
No, because they know that you can handle it. You understand?
Yeah, but it's not fair on me. Because I'm actually a sick striker, bro. Like, how can the whole season...
Have you ever complained then? Have you ever complained, about where have you ever complained where your name is on the flyer?
No.
Not once.
No, I don't care. Let me tell you why I don't care about that. Yeah, because when I have seen it and thought, right, hold on, them little man above me. In my head, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? You know why it's not a thing? You know why? You know why it's not a thing? Because I'm actually on the flyer.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm on the flyer, and I've been at the top of flyers, and and I started realizing, right, okay, if I put a dance on there, and I book you all three of you DJs there. Oh, bro, sorry, if you book you DJs. Obviously, Fats is a DJ. Fats does everything. Fats can do everything. He's a jack of all trades. But no, let's say I book a set and I book loads of DJs. Yeah, there's many reasons why I would put certain people somewhere. Do you get what I'm saying? So I might book bad headline DJs and think, raw, I'm my cousin. Like, raw, let me give my cousin a little boost. Then really, like, it just makes it does. Then it's like, raw, hold on. Is it worth a fight for the lineup? Is it worth the fact I'm on the booking is good enough? So I'm not that guy, and I think I should be, because there's many times I'm like, raw, how are you putting me on before my? But cool, it's cool, because I'm happy to go home early and get paid good money.
Can I say something? Just because we're talking about Funky House. He's not here yet, but I have to give the honorary shout out to Cold Steps, because before Cold Steps, as far as I was concerned, I didn't ever see a host amongst the DJs. I used to see DJ lineup, names, DJs, then underneath hosts or whatever, or MCs or whatever. And that's how flyers was to me, as far as I remember. Yeah, and I used to just start seeing Cold Steps. And I used to think, right, is this guy a DJ or something? Then I used to hear him on the mic, and I say, what? What's going on here? And to me,
when he was with Gumbo, innit?
Yeah, no, even just as Cold Steps sometimes. I remember Cold Steps. I remember Gumbo and Cold Steps as well.
Are you people? Loads of people used to thought I was a DJ as well, because that you say your name used to be with the DJs, innit? So man, people don't know what Cold Steps was for.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Name, innit? And obviously he was a mic man, but because they put him with the DJ,
like, that's the first time I saw that.
Because those are the times when the promoters started to realize that, hold on, some of these MCs are bringing bigger crowds than the DJs.
Yeah, the DJs.
So we might as well put them in the same size font. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's mad. So wait, Mellow, have you ever cussed because of your position on the flyer?
No, but at certain times, like back in the day, I did look and be like, but he's shit though. Like a couple of times I did do that. Like I did, not even on the arrogance level. I just thought, I know why you're doing it, because he's your bedroom. Like, so it's cool.
When I'm listening to this, it's mad because like, even though it's the same genre, we're in high because DJs and MCs are different. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying, in fact. So we got a different struggle. See how see the fight with the DJs is not the same fight as MCs. You know what I'm saying to you? Like it's different because with MCs now, I'm not saying there's I don't know all the Funky House MCs. I'm sure there's more out there. But obviously I just know the ones that I know I've seen in the circuit. I'm just gonna say to you, it's like we've got the DJs obviously. They've got you need a DJ in it, basically. You need a DJ in every rave. You don't need an MC in every rave. So to me, I think that the MC is a bit harder. That's my take on it. You know what I'm saying to you? And obviously, I've got a big up man like Cousins as well, because obviously he's been there for a long time. To still be active now, even 10 years down the line, as an MC, everyone knows your bars. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? There's bare man that's not doing it, who was doing it back in the day is not doing it. As a DJ, it's different because you man can play different music. As an MC, obviously,
that's true though.
The crowd. So it's harder job. We got a harder job because obviously my bar still needs to be relevant all the way through.
I wouldn't say you got a harder job.
Yeah, I would either. Do you know why? Because
go. You finish it and I'll finish. Go on.
Because if I was an MC, there's quite a few ways I can diversify myself from the next MC. It's like vocal tone, lyrical content, like the projection, like there's so many things. Especially you're more visible as well because you're where you're normally standing. You're not behind something where people can't see you. That's why for us, we always had to start our set with a dub to let people know who the fuck was there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, if we don't have that dub play, even if you smash the set, you know how many times I smashed the set, yeah? And then these times it's like, I don't know, like Facebook or even MySpace. And you're not seeing any sort of traffic coming back to you because nobody knew you played that set. There was nothing, there was no track in there that made people go, oh, so-and-so's on.
Yeah.
That's why the first man that I can remember that ever started doing that was EZ, and he had the dub, and that dub would make people run to the room. What, EZ's on? He's starting now, innit?
Yeah.
So
Okay, facts. Yeah. See what I said? Yeah. What do you think what I said?
I get what you're saying, as in if you're talking he's talking longevity, innit? So over these years, technically, over the last, let's just call it 10 years, yeah, it's a lot harder to stay where you are.
Pause that there, fam. Let me be honest with you, yeah? So Frank Butcher said it's easier because you can do lyrical change or lyrical content. Let's be brutally honest, yeah? Some bars it's hard to get better than them bars. See, I don't know if I can ever make a bar like Wonderner with that reaction. And that's 10 years ago.
Yeah, but then in saying that, yeah, you can spit the same bars in every rave. 1 and a, 2 and a. You see, if Frank Butcher played the same set in every rave, right now, he would be.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is longevity.
No, but listen, you said harder job. The thing is, yeah, when he said vocal tone step, you see a showman, yeah? A showman. You don't even have to have great bars sometimes. So someone like Bushkin, yeah? I mean, look at Heartless. For me, Mighty Mo has the better lyrics.
I like Mighty Mo, but at the same time...
But Bushkin, his energy always wins.
Yeah. Undeniable.
Wins. So if you got that showmanship, yeah, as an MC, and you do that shit, you climb and do the Elephant Man shit and climb on a speaker and you would shut shit down. And that there, you could do it 5 minutes, shut it down and bounce. DJs can't do that.
Yeah. True.
Can't do that. You gotta be doing some.
Quincy do that, bro. My man standing on the speaker. You get me? Wheeling, you can do that, bro. You can. No. Alright, I'll take that back in it. I'm not gonna say an MC is a harder job because obviously you like got to get your rhythms and you got to keep up to date.
And we can't clang as well. That's important. We can't clang.
Don't think it's just as easy as just okay. You go in and it's just got the bar. It just doesn't. It's not like that. It takes time as well. That's all I'm trying to say. You can't like as a new MC coming the scene right now. It's gonna be a difficult time for them.
Yeah, of course. You see, with MCing now, as I say, there's some rappers, MCs. There's everyone that can actually really spit, and I've got some intricate bars. And when you deep it, it's like, oh my days, that's some Nas shit. He's got. But if he don't have the swag, the pizzazz, he don't have the presence, he can just be. He will just be shit. I won't even listen to what you're saying, bro.
Yeah.
How many people have you seen grab the mic, and then 5 minutes later, next man just grab it and do his thing?
But you know what it is as well, though? Composure as well and experience. It comes in handy because with Funky House, like Funk Butcher, Melo-D's, DJs, they don't want a guy that just is going to splabber over all night, all day. They want, timing, structured. They want to play vocals. They want the tune to breathe. MC, you need to kind of know when you should and when you shouldn't. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So it's not just
but we have to make the MCs do that. We got to turn down the mic on you sometimes to let you lot know.
Turn down the mic on me, bro.
Not you, because you're teasing. Most man, sorry, bro. Not you. We're brothers. Listen, no.
I'm trying to say they rock.
I said me. No way, fam.
What I'm saying is, but it's like the DJ, you need to have a relationship. You need to understand because obviously if Butcher's playing a song now and he's in a mix or whatever, and I'm just a DJ and the MC just licking out 100 shots, he's gonna have to turn the mic off eventually. It's not working out. The chemistry's not there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say to you, chemistry with an MC to make the rave work, innit? Obviously, Heartless Crew, they've got 100% chemistry.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of the time, we got to a place where everyone is trying to be the man. It's the DJ trying to be the man, the MC trying to be the man. They're not even, they don't even see the crowd.
They're even working together.
Yeah, they're not working together at all.
No, because they're both trying to be the man. You can't have the man on one set.
And so let me tell you, like, let me flip it as well then, guys, yeah, because I do events as well, like most of us has done events, yeah? So let's talk about as a promoter's perspective now. So we can flip the table, yeah? Facts, you can flip the table. Obviously, facts, we chat behind closed doors is banter, just like anyone else, yeah? With their business partners. So we could say about this and that. DJs upping their prices and not consulting with MCs is a problem as well. Because if you've got a budget, and Butcher was X, now he's £300 more. He might, well, we can't go full Riskgo again, you know. The budget's not there, you know. We have to just say, well, Butcher, I beg you just do a little hosting or something. Can you get me? Because that's a problem that we have as well.
Yeah, but I think your price, yeah, I think there should be a international DJ standard at stroke MC price standard comparison website, right? And you've got to, you got to put in your credentials, yeah. Yeah, because you got to put in your credentials. You can't charge more than your worth based on what you've done, your experiences, and every time you do something, you have to have like some kind of reference point. You get what I'm saying? But what happens is, for example, because that can be flipped around to you MCs as well. So say like you go to like a Matt's barbecue, yeah, or one of these massive things, yeah, and run out on the stage and 1 and 2, and the crowd go mad, and you got some fucking Instagram 10 seconds of the crowd going wild.
Exactly.
Next week, your price is going up, and now we might not be able to afford Funk Butcher, so we get DJ, you know, Rasta Mike to just play a funky set for you. You get me?
With no chemistry.
No chemistry. You get what I'm saying? So it can
That's what used to happen back in the day, where on the flyers there were certain DJs that were like, let's say they'll do a guest mix on One Extra, and then they would say, to the promoter, I've been on One Extra, and then they'll use that One Extra logo, and they'll put it on the flyer, and then they'll use that to set the. Listen, there was bare scams. So certain men were rigging the fees because up until that point in time, no one ever done their due diligence yet and looked and said, did he ever actually have a show on One Extra? Did he just guest on there? And these times, my man's nicking a living, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He ain't got, all it took, was someone to go onto the One Extra website, check the schedule, and see if my man was there, and then find out. But that was happening a lot.
Right, we say man was the cleaner at One Extra, but he worked there. I worked there, bro. I worked there. You look like I didn't work there. I just didn't DJ there, but I did work.
Back in the day, done Vibe Maker in sound, 2008. You needed them logos, bro.
Yeah.
You needed them logos.
Butcher, it wasn't even the DJ, bro. It was Riskgo putting it on there.
6 years ago, you was a part of it, bro. That logo is stamped on your name. Choice FM 10 years ago, bro.
You know what? I'm not gonna knock you, bro. Listen, bro. I won an award, in 2011. I'm known as the fucking award-winning blood. Are you the award-winning 2011, fam. Yeah.
Oh, that's a madness. 2020,
fam. Yeah, that shit ain't been updated, but I'm the award-winning, fam.
Pending.
Like, so hold on now, what do you not think, Obviously, we spoke about, like, kind of why it faded and stuff, Obviously, we kind of touched on, from Riskgo saying, that, like, just before lockdown and that, there's been kind of a little bit of a, I don't know if you call it a resurgence yet, but there's been kind of like, you know, the parties are kind of back. People are quite interested. The older crowd are kind of like, funky houses, day parties, there's raves, there's all sorts going on, Do you think there could be a resurgence of funky house?
I think it needs new content though, because
you know what
right now, it seems like it's this generation's back to 95. It's nostalgia. It's nostalgia. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's heavily nostalgic. So
I just think like me, I look like, you know, I went House of Silk Ibiza, Eden. Not one person there, and we just, you know what I mean? I said my bars, my funky house bars in Ibiza in House of Silk. on a main set. You understand? And when I mean overall, there was obviously there's people that know me, but overall, I didn't know them, and they liked. I'm not saying like, okay, you never played funky house like that, but some of the tunes that you played in funky house, they crossed over, and it worked, yeah. And obviously, like the tribal life, yeah, they done that recently, like what, January. Mad vibes.
Yeah, man, turned that.
Pioneer play. You get me?
Don't forget my birthday, bro.
Your birthday, mad vibe.
Yeah, but.
So what I'm trying to say is, it's there. It's that talks volumes, isn't it? That talks volumes. I've just mentioned like 3 to 4 different places, all playing funky house and all shutting down.
Yeah, but the thing is though, Riskgo. But what Butcher's saying though is it's right now. It's the nostalgia of funky house. So it's like the nostalgia of. There's people that say, I don't know in it, but someone might say to me, yeah, man, they still make garage. I don't listen to today's garage. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, do you think that if, I don't know, I've seen and big him up because I've seen him a couple times try a thing. I've seen Daneo try and throw it out there, like, let's make it happen again. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Daneo's sound has changed much from funky house days or whatever, but I've seen him say, like, let's make it happen, innit? And then it's never happened.
Well, he's made some songs, yeah, and I have heard a load of funky sets and never heard one of the new songs. In fact, I played at someone's wedding, and they were like proper like funky house ravers. Like, so I think they met 08. The couple met 08 Napa or something. So, you know, like that was their thing. So when I did the funky set at the wedding, it went off. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I played like My Circle.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't call that funky house.
But he's got that kind of vibe in it, and I was trying to elongate the set because they were running out of my limited selection. So I was trying to elongate the set, and it just didn't work, blood.
But you know what? That's the thing, though. You know, C6, and I believe, yeah, like garage, yeah, you just gotta believe in what you're doing sometimes as well. Give it a try. So what I'm trying to say, there might be new tunes that, and the DJ might be worried to play it because no one don't know it, but it's okay. You understand? You have to, tunes get known somehow, innit? Something has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Everyone's scared to put out a new tune because of the feedback it's gonna get, then it's never gonna go, is it? It's never gonna move forward.
So it's like take the bull by the horns or it's not gonna work.
I got lyrics here that I've embedded into my bars, like me, innit? So these are new bars, they're not old bars. Because I'm not trying to be Riskgo, old school, but I write, I still create lyrics, innit? It's just how can you put them in to still keep the vibe, innit? You know what I'm saying? So when I do a lyric,
as well.
What?
So I was going to say, the cycle in which the raver hears the new music has to be a bit more frequent, because if there's like 6-month gaps between a raver going to a funky ass rave, like that's never going to encourage the DJ to play new music, because all he's got to do is got to play you can just play the same set from 6 months back. But where we was in, like, I don't know, 2005, for example, there was funky house, like about 4 funky house raves in one night every week. So you couldn't play the same set the next night. You were forced to keep chucking new tunes in the set. And that's probably why sometimes it got to a stage where the quality of the tunes wasn't even that great, but people were just wanted to play something new. Even getting the balance right. Sometimes the drive to just play something new, then it kind of overrid.
What I think as well, with funky houses, obviously it went away for a little while. A lot of people wasn't doing it or whatever. But they was playing, like, you know, you go to the mixed raves, C6, you know, you go to the dances that you do, the multi-genre stuff, and it wasn't there. But what I've noticed is when I go to raves and that, you know, you only can want to hear so much of bashment. You only want to hear so much of Afrobeat. You only want to hear so much of hip hop in it. So when like with funky comes on, it's like a little refreshment. We never do.
Go on. Sorry. Go on.
You never really do an hour really in a mixed rave funky house. I wouldn't suggest that. I would say like 45 minutes, half an hour.
But can I say something as well? Because at the beginning you said we were talking about why funky fading. I was a little bit harsh when I said it was like the bullshit that we was all involved in. And that was an oversimplification. What it was also is the fact that none of us turned into stars in terms of the media. So when you look at a lot of genres, yeah, they have an Artful Dodger. There's an MJ Cole. There's someone that if you was to go to a genre, you would say, that's the poster boy or that's the poster girl of that genre, innit? If you look at Funky, yeah, listen, I'll take a picture, like let's say with Banton, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's Banton. And they're like, he made Sirens. And oh my gosh, I've never seen him before.
Right. I'm not gonna lie, I thought you was talking about Buju for a moment. I'm thinking, right. Well, bring me in.
Proves your point. That proves your point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. That proves the point. So it's almost like, how can there be so many man in Funky who are still anonymous? That don't make no sense. In the digital age as well, when everyone's got Instagram and Facebook, and how can there be so many anonymous man?
Like I can walk past Apple today, bro.
Is Apple a person?
I walk past Apple. I don't know who Apple is.
You never met Apple?
I know Apple had the monsters in Funky House times. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you something. If ain't a DJ, I will pass everybody.
Yeah, but you're talking about like, commercial is different, yeah? So obviously like underground is different to commercial. So you're looking
like Crazy Cousins, technically. Like some of the people that had big tunes, in our scene, innit? Yeah, even Crazy Cousins. You could still walk past them today.
How many people you think, Riskgo, how many people do you think could spot Flukes right now? They wouldn't know what Flukes was like.
He chose to be behind like that, behind the scenes like that.
No, because
he chose to be behind the scenes because the kind of tunes that he had, he could have been more out there. He's a producer. He didn't. Some people want to put themselves in the video. Some people don't. Some people.
He would have done. He would have at least done press. That's what I'm trying to say.
Let's go for like, you go for like. Migraine Skank, you go for like, are you gonna bang though? So that's, to me, that's like that hit mainstream. Yeah, but when you go to like when you see them, those two guys, they're gonna know who they are. A lot of people, I don't know about now.
Yeah, but that's the MC. But even if you go to like the female, like Kyla, you'd walk past her in the street.
Right, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I went for the Drake thing, I wouldn't even know what she looked like.
Yeah, exactly.
What does that mean? You're going to walk past, if you see a garage guy that's done the thing back in the day, you're not going to stop and ask me,
what he means by walk past, you won't even know who they are.
You won't recognize them. You won't recognize, like, because the spotlight, they never got the media push, because back in the day, they would be in publications.
What I'm saying is if my daughter will come on the street, they're not going to know no garage legend. It's just...
No, listen to what we're saying. This is what we're saying. See Artful Dodger, bro. I can picture him. See, as soon as Funk Butcher said his name, the picture of him comes up in my head.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand what that means. That means that has been put in our face to the extent that we now know. You can't tell me that Crazy Cousins technically wasn't almost our Artful Dodger.
Yeah, and that's another
Artful Dodger has made Artful Dodger had elongated garage's lifespan.
Yeah.
The Artful Dodgers and all the success of the garage. But it elongated it. It widened their market.
Yeah.
If you had Funky House, that was pushed, obviously you wouldn't want it to be commercialized and ruined. But if you had that to a certain extent, you would have a longer. You'd probably still have a bit more.
Say, just because of what you said, you can ask a spin-off question. Do you think, because you just said that, when I think about it now, do you think that when these genres become a bit commercial, is what almost ruins them? Because garage became commercial and it kind of went in it. Grimes had some commercial spouts and it kind of goes too. Funky House had a few commercial spouts and it went. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I think ruins. I'll tell you what I think ruined garage, because I was saying at the beginning, I was a garage raver. Based on my age, they were the raves to be at, Obviously, that makes me older. But hey, it's life, innit? But anyway, garage, we see when it got a bit, as Mellow said earlier, when the tune stopped being made for the gallem, and now you've got every song is a tug tune, and 20 man on the stage, and it's now becoming a place where I don't want to be because the girls don't want to be there.
Mm.
That to me was the beginning of the end of garage.
Maybe, yeah.
When the raves started, when the ratio went from 70-30 gal to 70-30 man, I don't want to be there no more.
Mm.
How did garage pick back up then?
But garage hasn't picked back up because what garage has done with the Artful Dodgers and stuff, they just got a wider audience. So it didn't pick back up with me. I've never been to a garage rave since 2001 or whatever, or whenever the last one I went to. I ain't been to another one.
Like I just said though, Riskgo, you don't know. You can't tell me no new garage. The garage ain't picked up technically to the wider audience. There's a garage market within itself, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever,
huge market. That's a massive market. So okay, I get what you lot are saying. Obviously, the garage market ain't as big as. Sorry, the funky market is nowhere near as big as the garage market. Yeah,
but it could have been because funky is actually house, and the house market is massive. But what happened was funky became a bubble, stayed as a bubble, and it hasn't grown. But there's other parts of like South African house right now is mad.
Massive, yeah.
It's mad. Like what other house? There's all the other houses have expanded, but funky didn't expand enough.
But to do that, you need the marketing. You need to make people household names, innit? And unless you're going to get them like Mix Mag articles, unless you're going to get them on like TV spots, unless you're going to get them like tunes where they become producers and they make tunes as well. Like the frustrating thing is that obviously when you meet Fuzzy Logic or you talk to Banton and the part which is obviously upsetting is because I don't have the answer as to why. And that's the thing as well. We need to stop selling ourselves short. That's what I don't like. So Riskgo, when you say we're underground, we're not underground, bruv. Because when the coverage that we're getting with the tracks, yeah, we should all literally at least be thousandaires. You know what I'm trying to say?
Do you remember
all of us. So it's like, what has happened is that the market that we was all in was pretty much like the contributors, like the DJs and the MCs, yeah, it was like something like 95% black. There's no other scene that had so many black DJs, black promoters, black the MCs, yeah. And realistically, if you're a mix mag or DJ mag or resident advisor and all that kind of stuff, yeah, and you're looking at the scene and you're just like, oh, who do I talk to? Who do I pick from this world, yeah, to market to the rest? Now, this is the thing I always say, yeah, because when you're on Rinse and like you're around them dubstep man and the grime man, all that kind of stuff, and even when you see why grime popped when it sold to the majority of the white audience, that's when it popped. It didn't pop through the black ravers. You know what I'm trying to say? So the marketing machine behind them has to spot a star within us and think, can it market that star to the other 97%? Because we make up 3%. And it has to market us to the 97%. That's the difficulty. And the easiest way they do that is using a white face first, and then that will transition into the other black faces behind the scene. That pisses me off, obviously, but that's been the thing. But what happens is that we kind of sell ourselves short. But come on, we was at a time here where every weekend we're getting hundreds, thousands of people in the raves up and down the country, Iron Napa, people flying over to hear that sound. Yet none of us have got chart success. Do you know what I mean? So we're not underground.
That's mad.
Even we're doing too many numbers.
With funky, I feel like the way you took over Napa, because I went Napa 2000 again, the age thing, it's a bit mad. But what you find is, there was nothing like that there then. That was so solid. Garage, there was all that. You lot took that and run with it. So 07, 08, 09, mad. So you lot would, and raves, you had everything. Do you get what I'm saying? But what I do think is, I feel like, I see Mellow saying something. So 1 second, Mel.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like you guys in your scene, I feel like you let in too many bandwagonists Because your scene got a lot of bandwagoners. I see DJs that I used to DJ with on certain radio stations say, yeah, I'm a funky DJ now still. I say, what? You, Mr. Rasta Skank, how are you a funky DJ? But like, yeah, like enough man switched into that. And I feel like once you open the floodgates to everybody.
I don't think we opened it. I think there was no one at the door managing the door, bro. It's a different.
That's dangerous as well, isn't it?
Right about now, yeah. What I mean about that is, I'm gonna relate to Jungle. Right about now, us five, should I say? We could say, yeah. Fat's never been MC before, but he's got about 15 friends that are gonna just gas off him anyway. Yeah? You're gonna be a DJ. You're gonna be a DJ. Let's just do a funky rave, and then we can book anybody from the funky scene deep down. As long as the money's right, we can put anybody. And then we've got a funky rave. Boom, we're certified. We're in there. We've got certified man, then we're in there. You try to do that at a Jungle thing, they're not entertaining you.
They're not doing it, bro.
They don't know you. No one's coming to you, bro. So you're just going to be us five as nobodies trying to do a Jungle thing with no certified man on there. And that's one of the problems. But it's kind of too late for that in my eyes to change that kind of way anyway.
Jungle still make peas, bro.
Yeah, it's stupid. That's a massive scene. That's a massive scene. Them man there, skibbity shabbity. Bro, when I was in school, them man there, shot it.
I'm saying, bro, they're still making peas, fam.
I'm not disheartened in this. See this music thing. You know, everyone's got different. You know, everyone's getting older now. We've got lives. We've got kids, family. It's not. You know what I mean? It's not hard to do it on a full-time basis. But you know what I mean? I believe in it. Everyone just needs to believe. And I think something will happen. That's just my take in it. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. You know what I'm trying to say. So I would never stop writing. You know, before a couple of years back, I thought, you know what, this is dead, man. I ain't. It's not working for me. The bookings have dried now. It's a desert now. Understand?
We need to market it to the youth as well. We need to have some 18-year-old, 19-year-old funky DJs. That's
what I was just about to say as well. Like, that's the only genre that hasn't been passed down. Because when it was at its peak, we should have been bringing through. Every year there's a new set of 18-year-olds that come through. So we should have been marketing to the 18-year-olds. So yeah, come through and maybe trying to get a young buck.
Hey, Mellow, how mad is that? Oh yeah, New Year's Eve, yeah. Me and Super D, I was on a set with Super D on New Year's Eve, house at like Shannon Amara, so house passion, yeah. The main room was house, deep house, whatever. Yeah, some young kids in there, like young, obviously not to get in, but they're not our ages. Put it that way. So I'm saying to different people there. Me and Super was in like in the middle. You know where the bar is when you go upstairs, Scala.
Yeah.
Small kind of room. Yeah, playing our sound basically, and Ram. People that I don't even know, don't even know them. They say, bro, you lot are sick. So what I'm saying is there's hope. These young ones know about the tunes as well, bro. Don't think they don't. It's just consistency, bro.
But we've got to bring them. We've got to bring them. Like, we have to be
not too much of this up and down. This need to say, right, we're doing it. If everyone says we're doing it, it's gonna get out there. People are gonna lock onto it because funky house is a good, you know, it's summertime, you know, rooftop party or it's a
but you still got to kind of bring a new you in. Because like we're saying, technically, right now, the door will be closed. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and the door was closed certain times then. Because certain man will be, like we're saying, certain man will jump on the set. Who the hell is that? Mic turns off. Man's tapping the mic, yo, like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Time, bro.
You're right. There should be, you lot should, like, look, GRM Daily, Link Up TV, something. If there was a funky tune, even if it wasn't full funky, but it had a real funky feel to it, and it had a youth on it that was doing something, and he was coached and led by one of you, man, I think it will create that little buzz going. Because what you find is, people jump into like hip hop and listen to a Dave. And when they listen to Dave, and like, they get into hip hop. Then from Dave, they listen, and before you know it, they're going back. You know, they're starting to listen to different things.
That's like though, yeah.
You give them a little bit, and then they want to research more. So imagine there was a new funky tune with some youth, and it was bussing. Next minute, they're listening to funkies, they're listening to tribal skank, they're listening to all sorts.
We had the conversation, I think, on here the other like a few episodes ago, where we was talking about AJ Tracy, and AJ Tracy basically.
He's got a garage tune, isn't it?
He's got a garage song, but what I was trying to say is, though, Butcher, is that he's got a garage tune, but imagine to his demographic, they don't even know they're listening to garage.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But he'd have to make 5 more of those.
Mm.
No, but they do though, because Spotify, when you listen to Elaborate Grove, Spotify tells you about flowers, and Spotify tells you about body groove, and then people start.
Someone or him needs to make 5 more of those now.
Oh yeah, for to get them on, but once they get there, the world opens up. If a youth made a funky tune, I guarantee you, soon you might even get a Migraine Skank flipping research. You know, like them new ones, it just gets played everywhere again. Right, you might get that.
Where would you stay? Like, because when we was at the DJ,
it's like the playing.
Oh no, Riskgo, 1 second, go on, finish.
When we was at the DJ dinner, not last year, I think the year before, I was talking about the same thing. I was saying, if you go from 2007, say 2007 to 2012, let's do 5-year period, right? Or even, make it to 2011, right? If we do that period there, from 2006 to 2011, how many raves were on every single weekend, right? Up and down the country, but let's stick with London, right? Let's say for funky, how much money venues made of funky house music, if we had the right management from people that was from before, the garage law or the jungle law, and said, you lot are making peace, come together and buy one club as a hub. Every genre of music has one place that you just know that's the mecca of all. And that's the one thing that crippled us. I feel like we could have at least, because we got loads of bars and wine bars and small little, but if we had one club, we had enough money, like 5 years, the amount of money that we was mashing every week abroad and in country, we should have bought one club. Because at least we can still go back and say, all right, do you remember back in the days when we had, I don't know, let's call it Butchers, right? Remember Butchers back in the day? Butchers coming back, at least it's the hub. Reggae, you've got one. Garage and jungle, you've got one. They're probably trying to create one for hip hop and that, but there's not one hub that you could eventually say that's the mecca of all. And I think that every genre needs a mecca.
Yeah,
I hear you still, because Collie, to me, sometimes we just say Friday, fuck it, but let's just go to Collie. We don't even know what was on. You know you're getting a garage rave of a certain quality.
You know the maddest thing is though, even with these marches that's going on today, it's like I've been going ham on Twitter, just tweeting, because when you think back to pretty much everything that we've done creatively, it's been stopped because of racism. Yeah. And when you look at whether like the marketing in terms of getting public exposure, the battles with licensing, the battles with venues, all these things, the same white DJ playing our sound doesn't need to go through those things.
100%.
So even if you, the problem I would see with that is, if we got that club, licensing would target that club because they know that's a club owned by however many black guys, and they're doing black urban events now, and they will try and just shut it down, because everywhere we moved even with tribal life, the venue just got closed, and it would only take one thing to kick off and it will close. So it's almost like we couldn't get running. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
Maybe speak to Ralph, because I remember when Persona had their issues, and Ralph used to always get police. Like, he had them under his finger. Well, he had a Jewish lawyer, so he was alright. So
remember that there was a police meeting. I don't know if you was there, King's Cross, and it was a funny meeting because basically
the 696 thing we went to
got exposed because you see for years, the police was in control of the 696. Yet, so that I can remember, 696 was the thing, innit? But because someone done, I don't know who, I can't remember, which you might have to help me on the storyline, but basically they said that how comes there's a rock venue, someone does rock and roll, in the same venue, they don't need to do a risk assessment, but have an urban event, which is, black people, and you got to do a risk assessment. And what there is, I can't remember who it is, but they said that that is obviously discrimination. You know what I'm saying? So they're saying 696 is not mandatory no more.
Yeah.
So they've done a meeting to basically try to bring the promoters on board. So all these years of trying to play behind our backs and, you know, trying to disrespect us, now you want us to actually try and work with you because 696 is now, it's not mandatory. You know what I'm trying to say? So they're doing some forum thing where the police, the promoter, and the club owner are in a forum, and they basically, if any trouble now, you just will put it in the forum and you let people. That's how they're trying to work it now, because the 696 is not what it used to be. So exactly what he's saying about, you know, you know, racism and that was one of the headline news, in it. So when they come in and talking in the 696 meeting, they're all talking humble now.
Yeah, but you're right. But you know what we got to do, yeah? Butcher, you're right. It definitely comes down to race. But I tell my kids this, yeah, you got to be 10 times better. You got to be 10 times better. For you to get picked over anyone, you got to be 10 times better than them. Because you're a young black boy, or you know, I tell my daughters, you young black girls, you got to be 10 times better than your counterparts for you to get picked. So if we had a club, what we got to do is run it 10 times better. Can't afford to be lazy, can't afford to cut corners. Now, let me tell you something. 2012, they banned me from Croydon. Yeah, I used to be in a sound called Blaze It Up, yeah? They banned us from Croydon. They banned me. There was a dance in Roxbury, and I was on it, failed the risk assessment. Failed the risk assessment. Are you mad? There's about 5 of us that failed the risk assessment because apparently we was at a dance a couple of weeks before and there was a fight. I'm the only person out of the 5 that were banned to phone up, find out what they said about me, phone up the police and go and meet the police. I went to Croydon police station and met PC Cooper. I sat down with PC Cooper and hashed it out with him. Like, what's the problem? We spoke. He literally had nothing on me. There's nothing. My name was, there was a flag next to my name. And because there was a flag next to my name, and if you don't clear up the flag, it will just be there.
Yeah.
I went there, spoke to them. I brought so much documents with me. I swear I even brought my national record of achievement. All right, not really, but I went there like armed, like with my things, because like this is my living. You're fucking with my food, innit? I went there, literally, they got nothing on me. Like it's almost illegal. Like blocking my food is illegal. But it's like they put like a little flag on you, and we don't go and stop it. We don't go and take it off. We don't go and lift these bans, and that's because we accept what they give to us. You know, like we have to be better.
I had the same problem, yeah, not my name, but basically I done a what's it called? I done a raid back in the day, IFBAR, yeah, but it dated before that, all departure days. So they locked off the raid because they said they had a anonymous whatever. Someone said something, was gonna do something and all that. So obviously I was so like it's brand damaging. You get me? Yeah, because people might think, oh, you're lying or whatever, them kind of things. Yeah. So obviously I had to investigate. So the lady was called Tina. She's like the 696. So I met her many years ago. They invited me to go King's Cross, whatever. And then obviously they explained to me, you know, on the day they got a call to make in it that basically that person could be lying or could be telling the truth, but obviously it's blood on their hands if they get it wrong. That's what they said to me. Split up and down. They said, I understand your pain, but that day, the man in charge wanted to take, basically, we didn't want to take no risks. But I said, because he's done that, and because what's happened now, you're giving these people who just ring up anonymously more fire to do it again. I understand. I actually said to them, I understand the job you're in. I understand that if someone calls and says someone's going to die today, I understand you have to take that seriously. But you have to always sort of understand, yeah, that if certain things don't add up, like they said, I had a comedy show, yeah, they said the woman that works in there, the one of the bar woman, she's going to bring the gun and hide the gun in the toilet. Yeah, they come mad early. Yeah, they come like people are waiting in the queue. People come all over, you know. All 7. It's about 8 o'clock, you know. How are you looking up a rave at 8 o'clock? Because the comedy show then it was a dance as well, yeah. So what I'm saying to the police is, you've come into the you've put all the employees in a room, yeah, and then you've checked the toilet. There's no gun in the toilet. Surely that then is alarm bells that they say I didn't. So fair enough, you holded the event for an hour. Fair enough, you went to do your checks, but you checked and it wasn't there. Why did you then continue to clock off the whole rave now? They don't know. They apologize. But since that day, I was able to phone them up here, and I could do a risk assessment on a DJ without even putting a risk assessment in. That's what I had. So I could just ring up, I could email her and say, Frank Butcher, is he cool? She will say, nah, he's not, he's cool. So I know that.
She'd be like, Frank Butcher, nah. Them man are gangster.
What you're saying, you have to go and fight, because I could have just left it, took the loss. Yeah,
you have to, bro.
It was a guaranteed loss, but at the same time, at least I got something out of it. Is what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah, bro. Listen, out of the 5 DJs, yeah, they lifted my ban, and the other 4 were banned in Croydon for as long as I could remember, bro. And that's because they didn't want to go and fight. It's unfair, but we have to be bold. We have to be stronger than everyone else. We have to be 10 times better. And that goes back, if we did get a venue, we just have to get, if their ratio for security is 1 man to every 100, then we're making it 3 man to every 100.
Ooh.
To protect our things, because if we don't protect it, they're going to come for us quicker. Do you get what I'm saying? And we have to protect everything that we do. And you got to let your kids know they got to protect themselves and go that, just be 100% or 10 times better than everything else. Look at everything, scrutinize everything 10 times more than their white counterparts, because it's difficult, bro.
As well, though, like C6, I think Mellow, everyone plays a part in every scene anyway. So C6, he didn't have to bring in the funky man in his birthday, but he done that to, you know, and he put a light on it again. So, you know, if every, you know, promoter from different areas, you know, put a light on and help another generate sort of thing. You understand what I'm saying to you?
I'm gonna get my charger. 1 second.
Bring
everyone ain't gonna look at it like
that. And last longer as well. Do you understand?
Yeah, but everyone ain't gonna look. The thing is, yeah, we got some people who are here for the scene, and some people that are here for themselves.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're gonna get a mixture of people that do a mixture of things, which is why we have things where technically someone's friend is higher up on the lineup or gets a better set than the main guy, and all of those things.
That's life. I'm not gonna dwell on that. I'm taking that, like, you see, like, if I see you, Fatsy, in a rave doing a thing, you know, funky me love, like, I'm happy for you, bro, because it's helping the scene. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's you. That's what I'm saying. But you're here for the scene. Another man is gonna be vexed because it's not him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes end of the day, Butcher and you lot are DJs, yeah. It's healthy competition. Fats is a host, so we can be competition of competitors. You're the same thing, but at the same time, yeah, you must want. You know, I ain't got no. Obviously, like Fats said, everyone's different, innit? So when I see concepts is love, there's not no, you know, he's like doing better than me. It's not like that. If anything, I say, well, like, obviously, yeah, I love what he's doing. Let me grind a bit more. You understand? Let me carry on my grind. I'm not gonna sit there and think, oh, you know, man, why not booking me? Nah. He deserves where he's been. If Fats is around, he deserves that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you got a lot of men that are red-eyed, envy of different things and try to cause problems behind people's backs.
Yeah.
I don't have to stop that. That's been going
on. Block bookings and that.
Been going on before. That ain't gonna stop.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Obviously, we have to find ways around that. You have to try and, you know, worm these guys out, but it's difficult.
It's a mindset. You see me, yeah, I always say, yeah, I ain't competing with no DJ. I don't have no competitors. None. Because, yeah, we all play music, but you're not me, bro. And I'm not you. So if somebody really wants Melo-D and I encourage them to not book him and book me, they're going to be disappointed. Because I can't be Melo-D. It's just, do you get what I'm saying? And this is the thing, there's more ravers and more clubs than DJs. You cannot compete with no one, and we got to get that out of our mind. We're not competing. There's too much people to compete.
I think it depends on how you're competing. I think you're competing, but it depends on how.
Bro, there's no level of competing, bro. What I mean is, all right, look, for example, yeah, let's just say let's just say, every night, yeah. Let's look at the heyday of funk, yeah. Every night, the raving night, there might have been 5 raves on, yeah. Good, solid raves. Not even to mention the silly little ones in the bars, yeah. Good 5, 6 raves. Mellow can't be at all 5. So he's just got to do what he can do. Funk Butcher has to do what he can do. Everyone has to just do what they can do. Play your part, do your thing. But when you start competing with each other and blocking each other, and what you do is you just create bad blood in your scene, and then you can't even fulfill what you've blocked. Imagine a man blocks Funk Butcher. Yeah, I say, raw, you know what? I want to book this guy. I've heard about him, man. He's doing this thing. And like, nah, man. Them man a bad man or whatever. And I'm like, cool, I won't book him. Let me book you. And then you'd be like, oh, I got 2 other bookings that night. Because you've blocked a man's food and you can't actually eat it. You're full. You can't actually eat it. And then so man have to stop competing, because yes, Cold Steps does his thing, but Cold Steps don't bring Riskgo's vibe. And Riskgo don't bring Cold Steps' vibe. So my party, I had them both. But when Riskgo's on the mic, that's Riskgo. Like, you can't get, like, no one else can give you that.
But you know the maddest thing is, see, is like, back in the day, what certain man used to do, they actually used to do 5, 6 bookings in a night, and they used to be main set DJs. And what they used to do to get all those bookings in, they would do warm-up sets to make sure they figured everything in during the night. They'll be like, let's say, like, I want to book, like, say, Mellow main set. It's like, okay, cool. And then I'm booking you for main set, and then Mellow calls me up like halfway through the week. He's like, do you know what? Can I do 10 o'clock? He's like, what? But obviously, you've paid Mellow the money to turn over the dance at 1 a.m., innit? But what Mellow's doing, he's scheduling his night so he can hit every single dance and hit the bag. You don't care, innit? He's trying to belly off the night, rather. He doesn't care about your rave. So he'll take.
You know the problem with that, Butcher, as a promoter, as an MC, is this: you book someone. Sometimes you really give them, the set time for so advance. So see, like I'm talking as an MC, yeah. I get a phone call from 5 promoters. I can do that day, because they haven't told me a set time yet. But the moment you lot could all relate, the moment the set time comes in, that's when the problems kick in. Yeah. So I could know about a rate. I could be on 4 bookings in one day, and I've been like for 2 months, no problem. I'm posting each flyer, retweeting whatever, and then 2 weeks before the rave, then the set time kick in, and then the one DJ, the one promoter wants the main time, and that's in the middle. That's affecting everything.
Yeah. Because you got travel time. You don't got travel time.
Get to that place. So if he gives me a 1 to 2, a 1 to 2 is a write-off set deep down. You know that it's a write-off set. 1 to 2 is a write-off set, because how are you going to get to someone? Most clubs finish at 4 o'clock, so you're going to get like what? If you're lucky, you can do 3 to 4. Do you know what I'm saying?
But 2 to 3 is fuck. That time is fuck.
But they don't want you to come. The main set is like 1 to 2 or 2 to 3.
But you see this, this goes back to promoters. Let me tell you something. You see me, I don't care who you are, yeah? If I book EZ and he says, oh, cool, and then he gives me that 10 o'clock shit, I will never, in fact, I'll cancel the booking, firstly, and he will never get booked again. And you create your standard by what you're willing to accept.
But whose fault is
no, bro, listen. You create your standard by what you're willing to accept. You see, if a man bads me up and I take it, he will bad me up forever. So you see, when you say one thing to me, and I don't have it, just know you will never bad me up, and that's what happens.
In this scenario, though, that won't be fair if this was the case. So listen to what I'm going to say. You booked EZ. You've not given him a time. You just booked him.
Yeah, so, but EZ, go on.
Though, Fats has booked him and given him a time. So now a month later, you say to him, I want to do the time that Fats has already agreed with him. It's not EZ's fault that you haven't done that.
EZ should say, Fats, I have a booking on that day. Let me find out what the person I've agreed to and has paid my deposit. Let me find out what they want, because I need to be a man of my word. Don't just say, oh, well, Fats, that's what he should do, and that's what I would do. And then that way you create.
6, yeah? Then I don't know if you lot understand, you lot can be the judges. Technically, you're both at fault, though.
I hear what you're saying, but all right, let's look at it like this. Let's look at it like this.
Like, these are promoters as well. What facts? Wouldn't you say both of them are at fault?
I think it falls back to what Butcher is saying. What Butcher said, where man just want the bag. So I'm gonna try and fit in the 5 bookings between 10. I'm not talking about that. No. So what man's saying is that really the individual, is technically the individual's at fault, innit? Because I know I have 4 bookings. So I'm meant to, if Butcher hollers me, I'm meant to say to Butcher, I've got 2 more. When Melo-D hollers me, I'm meant to say, Mellow, I've got 4. When Riskgo hollers me, I'm meant to say, bruh, I'm on 5. It's got to be a bit mad. If you want me, I can work something, but I don't know if I can give you what you require.
Yes, the 10 o'clock should be booked. The 10 o'clock set should be automatically given to booking man number 5.
No, that's not how it works.
If you put rules and etiquette, no, bro, listen, if you put etiquette, one second. If you put etiquette, and listen, if you put etiquette and rules into how, like a procedure, and that procedure, you will be, all right, say, if I'm in demand, 5 promoters want to book me, no, I guarantee you, they don't want to book me at 10 o'clock.
But say the first.
Hold on. I'm gonna say Riskgo says to me first, see, are you free on the 1st? I'm saying yes. All right, cool. Pencil this in, whatever. Then Mellow hollers at me 2 days later. Right, you free on the 1st? Bro, you know what? I have something penciled in. Now I'm gonna say raw. Then Funk Butcher calls me, right, see, you free on the 1st? I'm gonna say raw. All right, listen, I've got 2 things penciled in. Let me call Riskgo first. Riskgo, I've just got a couple more bookings from, like, what are you saying to me? Give me a time. Right. Oh, no, see, I need you definitely. I'm going to say, boy, drop that deposit or sort this thing out, or, boy, you might have to pay a little bit more. Because once you create a standard, then you create a standard. Because if you now, because if, hold on, an in-demand host or MC, can demand more and give more and earn the same money off of one booking if he guarantees a bit more quality, then that running around shit. Because all that running around shit just makes you weak. Because I come to your rave to see Riskgo, and I get there, he's not there. Or I get there and Riskgo's MCing while I've just come in and I'm waiting at the cloakroom and I'm hearing, no.
That's not. But if you give someone a set time before the event and they choose to, that's their problem, bro. If you know Riskgo's on at 1:30 and you come at 2 o'clock, that's not my fault.
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about if you took 5 bookings and then tried to run in at 10 o'clock at the first place, just to fulfill it.
What I'm trying to say though, see, like me, if you phoned my phone, and I say like New Year's Eve, 2000 and what? I'm gonna give you late 2009, I had a New Year's Eve. I had my own rave and I was taking bookings, my own rave, taking bookings.
Yeah, money man, you know.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. This is what
I'm saying.
The old 2 I done bare different. I done about 4 bookings I took on. Now it's not my fault. It's not me. Like if Butcher phoned me, Mellow phoned me, Fats phoned me, and C6 phoned me. C6 is the first man. Riskgo, New Year's Eve, you available? I'm available. I got my own rave, but I'm available. You cool? Yeah, you cool. Okay, bro. Say no more. Put me in a flyer. Fats, I got my own rave. This is the same thing I said to everyone. I got my own rave, but I'm available. Cool, no problem. Blah blah blah. Same thing. So that was 2 months ago. Me and you ain't spoke for 2 months. All you're telling me to do is to retweet and post. So 2 months down the line, you're phoning me. 2 months with about a week to go to the rave. Butcher's ringing me out the blue. Yeah, Riskgo. Not even can you. He just gives me a set time like I'm a yes man. Yeah. So Riskgo, New Year's Eve midnight set. Don't even. That's it. Just the time. Yeah. Melo-D says the same thing. Bro, I can't do 2 sets at the same time. But it's not my fault. You never told me that before.
Bro, it's your fault.
You're partly at fault, though.
You're partly at fault, man.
Yeah, when you have okay, let me break it down to you like this then, because he's saying he's gonna cancel a man's booking, He's taking food out of EZ plate. So if you have a crash, this is what I'm trying to say. Now, if you have a crash and it's a 50-50 crash, what happens?
That's different.
No, it's the same kind of thing because it's
different because that's an accident. If you plan your accident, then it's not an accident. It's on purpose.
It's planned.
It's on purpose. If you drive into the tree on purpose, that's not an accident.
Mellow, hear what I'm trying to say, Mellow, please. Yeah?
Why are you going to talk to Mellow?
Mellow, be quiet. He hasn't said nothing.
You trying to chat to the sensible one.
I know Mellow's a powerful man, you know. Behind the music, I want to hear Mellow's, you know, after what I've said, Mellow, as if you're a DJ as well. You done for raves as well. So you can look at both worlds, yeah? If a DJ now has got a booking and he's booked 4 times and not one person has said anything for 2 months, and a week before the venue, the dates, all the promoters...
Wait there, he understands it, Riskgo. Mellow, who's at fault? Let's get Mellow.
I hear you. I fully hear you, yeah? And do you know what? It's happened to me. I ain't gonna lie. It's happened to me.
Told me.
It's happened to me where I've been booked, even for like three events in one night, yeah? And I've been told like the set times 2 days before the event. Yeah. So I've been like, raw, do you know what? I can't do certain times. So I've had to jiggle things around. But then I thought, you know what, next time I need to tell them, say, look, I haven't had a set time yet, so I've had to chase it up. So if I didn't chase it up before, then I kind of, it's a two-way thing.
Who's at fault though?
So it's a two-way thing.
All right, because look, see, like,
it's both. It's two ways.
Let me tell you something. I've been booking the Beijing crew for a very long time, yeah. And obviously, I chat to MJ enough, yeah. So I'll just say to MJ, yo, like, I want to book you on this day, yeah. 9 out of 10, the time I give him, it clashes. But I have to work with him.
All right.
I know that I have to work with him.
But we're not saying you shouldn't work with him.
Say again?
The argument is that you shouldn't work with him.
He will cancel the booking.
No, listen to what I'm saying. I'm talking about a standard set. If you know, you can't book C6 if you don't book him 6 months in advance, because he won't take more than 3 bookings. And when he's busy days, he's charging a bit more. But we need him. You know now, I've created my own standard. You have to, I'm now more in demand because I'm not taking the 5 bookings, but I'm earning the same P's. Because I'm saying, New Year's, or, bruv, I've got 5 people that want me this weekend, and I'll only go into 3. So you're gonna have to up my P from 150 to 2 bills, and give me my set time. You can say, nah, I don't want you, but that means that just pushes me into someone else's hands. You then know, I want to book C. I need him. So you're gonna book me in advance. You're gonna pay me and deal with me straight. But if I'm that DJ that yeah, and then canceling bookings and coming late or doing an early set, or what, you then start saying, you just treat me like any DJ, innit? Like you can, when you book, if you go to book me and then I say I'm not free, all right, cool, I'll just book someone else. But I need to make you want to book me. You have, nah, I need you on my lineup, fam. And the only way you do that is by creating a standard. And as a promoter, for me to have a rave that people respect and DJs respect and promote and MCs respect, I have to create a standard. If I book, listen, Invasion of my brethren, if I book them and one man turns up, you can't play. I don't want you.
6, so you said something very importantly, yeah? Yeah. Need your name on that name on the flyer. So there is cases where all promoters will understand their rave technically is 10 to 4.
Yeah.
12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 hours, but there's 8 DJs on the flyer because you need that lineup looking strong to sell it. So a lot of promoters used to, I used to be that, but I've kind of changed a bit as well, is used to think about set times after. You get me? You book the DJs, you make the lineup look how it looks, attractive, and then a week before you might then try and do a lineup and realize then, fucking it.
Yeah, but when you do that, a serious DJ,
Riskgo's done it to me a couple of times still.
A serious DJ, if a man is a serious DJ, yeah, you see, if my name's on the flyer, I need P's, I need money. Yeah. And if you don't handle your business straight, I still need paying. We don't want problems. Like you will be paying me, bro.
I'm gonna go by in fact, I don't know. Remember if he was involved in the New Year's Eve one, yeah, in Croydon.
No.
Yeah, but long story short of it, yeah, we got the times kind of wrong with the hotel, yeah. So we booked 2 rooms and then realized that we're not gonna start. We started the 2 rooms together, and it didn't work out. So on the couple days before, we had to rejig it. You know what I'm saying to you? But some man didn't get to play but man still just paid them, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? It happens sometimes. You know what I'm trying to say? I've also been like back in the uni day raves, yeah? Man had a 15-minute set, bro. Man don't travel 2 hours for 15 minutes.
Come to Leicester for 15 minutes. Wow, the pay's the same, bro. The pay's the same, innit?
Yeah, and then they make it even worse. There's 8 man on the lineup on the
set.
What was that? What, like shutdown?
I don't,
hey, Butcher, behave, innit? That was involved in that.
Hey, listen, man. There was like some rave in the day, yeah, where there was about 4 men on the bill, all hungry to get their bar out there. So I just had to do, literally, I just done 1 bar and let them crack on. Because
so you gotta do that sometimes. That happens. Yeah. That happens. But listen to this now, yeah. So moving on, is it? Yeah. So episode 1 we had a mixture of DJs, innit? Yeah. We had a DJ who technically plays funky house, garage, and so on. Yeah. And the discussion basically led to us having a conversation about migraine skank. Yeah. So a lot of the DJs that was in the discussion were multi-genre DJs. Now, the DJ that was more of the house, funky, garage genre, his argument was, yeah, so I'm going to ask 2 questions here. His argument was, or the question that derived was, is Migraine Skank a funky house classic? Yeah, that's one, yeah. And the other one is, yeah, if you had to show someone who had never heard funky house in their life, yeah, they've never heard it, they don't know what this genre is that we're talking about, what song do you play to them?
Me, I'll answer that first. I will say the way you move.
Is Migraine Skank a classic? That's the first question.
I don't think it's a. I wouldn't. It depends. Funky house, yeah, it's mad because like.
Is that a no?
Wait, but what I'm gonna say is I don't know if Mellow can explain, but it's different brackets of funky house.
Is that a funky house classic? Simple, yes or no?
I don't think it's a classic funky house. That's my take.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it is.
And you would say that the poster tune for you to say, so you've just ended up in Guatemala and they was like, Rob, what music do you play? And you say, I play funky house, and they were like, what is that? You would play The Way You Move. And all right, cool. Butch, what are you telling me, bro?
I think it's a little bit disrespectful to call it a classic before you talk about Sirens.
No. Is it a classic?
I hear what you're saying. But
what I'm saying is that's in the answer, because Sirens is that tune.
Yeah. And
Lance's spat over it. Yeah. It's like that's what was happening. So it's almost like when we was all playing We Belong to the Night, and then Daneo does Party Hard. It's almost like you have to remember at that time, 90% of the work is done on the track. Not to take anything away from Gracious or Daneo, but it's already a banger. It's already like doing bits anyway. So it's almost like whoever's made that instrumental, whether it's Naughty doing QuickTime, whether it's Sirens, there was a lot of powerful instrumentals, yeah? Champion Motherboard. If you was an MC at that time and you spat on Champion Motherboard, you could have charted. 1,000,000%.
Are you saying that Sirens is Migraine Skank?
Yeah.
No, part of it is. Not all of it, remember? Because part of it is the other DJ, the other producer from France.
DJ Gregory, Don't Panic.
Gregory, yeah, Don't Panic.
So hold on, but without, you mean with the sirens, without the actual sirens? Is that like the blue lights? Is that like without the noise?
No, like the sirens tune when there's a breakdown part.
Case where down, show me, that bit when it drops.
Yeah,
the bass line.
That's sirens.
Yeah.
No, but what about the original? What about the first?
The first part. That's by a French producer called DJ Gregory.
Yeah.
Okay, so is Migraine Skank a classic then? And you could take away that sirens bit because it's only a little feature. It's just a small thing.
It's a
massive part.
That's the best part. I know, but it's just a little piece. It's just So you say you would say it's not a classic?
What I'm saying is that those two tunes already by themselves were turning over bits. Like the instrumental, it turns out it's like it's so strong anyway. What I would say Gracious done is that he definitely pushed it into the commercial market, which is what we needed. We needed the spotlight on us.
Yeah, but as a song, as a tune itself, because like, is it a classic? Does it go back? Does it go down in history as if you like as a funky house classic? If you had to play 10 funky house classics, would you play that song?
Yeah.
So it's a classic then.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say the poster tune would be for funky house then?
Yeah.
Now this doesn't have to be the best song, you know. It's just what you think epitomizes funky house. So it doesn't have to be your favorite song, but what gives the best feel? Like, yeah, this is funky. Do you get?
Because the thing is, a lot of people forget that funky was a lot of broken beat as well. So I'd say something like "Hey Girl," or "Mr. Bean" by Apple.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So them tunes there, that's because you know that sound, that sound right there. You could almost make the argument it's not quite house, it's something else that we don't know what it is yet. It was just that was London, that sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Very, very London. Like you couldn't go to anywhere in the world and hear something like that. So the other stuff that came after it, that was a lot of producers trying to make house, and then it kind of coming out a bit left. But that sound, "Hey Girl," Mr. Bean, around that era, I'd say I would play that to someone and say, yeah, this is like UK funky, because that's the difference as well. Because I've said this before, that UK funky term, Marcus first came up with that when we was in the kitchen. He's like, "Butcher, I want to only play UK produced tracks." And I was like, I didn't get it at first. I was just like, why don't you just play whatever you feel to play in it? And then he was just like, he wanted to play stuff off of UK producers. So that's when he started playing the Champions, the Bantons, the Naughties, and all that kind of stuff, anything. And then almost stuff which was by US producers or French producers, because obviously Don't Panic is played in every funky set. But it's not technically funky. It's like we just pulled things in it from different scenes. But that's a French producer. And even when I speak to Charisma and I tell him about Darkness and Twisted, he doesn't understand the funky thing because he made that, and from the scene he's from, that's just house. You know what I mean? And we're all just like, twist this. Like, we call it funky. And it's mad how we've taken a man's tune
and relabeled it. Relabeled his thing.
Appropriated it in that.
Yeah, so...
Hey, Mellow, so what are you saying to me then?
If I had you saying playing 10 classics, would I put Migraine Skank in 10 classics?
Yeah.
I probably would. But it'll be at the back end though.
I say something, you set me up because you didn't ask me that question.
No.
You didn't say that. You know Butcher is tough because he put Butcher in the corner, and he basically Butcher had to come out by saying one word. But you never said that.
All right. I own that. I didn't say that. Okay. So the question is, all right, Butcher. Sorry.
Yes or no?
Riskgo, I apologize. Riskgo, I apologize. It's all right. Butcher, is it a classic? Yes or no? Forget the question of 10. Is it a classic or not?
What? Migraine Skank?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's because you put it in his head now. What was even talking about? Because Butcher, I think Butcher would have said no because, sorry to cut you though, Mellow, because obviously I've been set up here, innit? Butcher was arguing saying the tunes, him on the tune.
Yeah.
So therefore, he would have said no then. Because you would have said that in the first place.
Okay, so we'll take his first answer then. We'll take his first answer.
Be quiet now.
We'll take his first answer. But all right, Mellow.
Yeah. So back to the 10 funky house tracks. No, I'm joking. Would that? No, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'll say it's an anthem.
Yeah.
Not a classic. I think there's a difference between the two.
Well, can you really is any anthem not? How can an anthem not be a classic?
All right,
Because
so
the anthem is what everybody wants to hear. Everybody can sing along, and it creates mass hysteria. So that has to be a classic.
Not necessarily, because you know you got the mixes, yeah, go off genre, yeah. You know them pop mixes was like, now this is what I call 10, or now this is what I call 30. They're pop tunes on it. They're not classics though, but they're anthems. So I feel like anthem is what kind of gets a party going. Like, for example, like let's say like hip hop, for example. Nas has got loads of anthems, but most of his classics are not anthems.
Yeah. Okay,
So
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
You make a very, very good point. You make a very strong point.
So what? So okay. Sorry, Mellow. So answer. What tune would you be playing just to show someone this is funky house?
If I was in Guatemala, yeah. I mean, if I had vocals on it, I would suggest. Well, you can't beat "Do You Mind."
I thought of that still
because it works. It works. In terms of production sense, it does work. I'll go with "Do You Mind." Why not? If I had to show someone who's never heard of it.
You know what? Based on this, yeah, shall I tell you what it seems like? Yeah, it seems like those who play funky house and house think that Migraine Skank isn't a classic, and those multi-genre DJs think it is because it goes off in the multi-genre rave. So I think it might actually be us, because to me, like I'll be playing like a funky set, and as you know, I spoke earlier how that usually goes off. Like I usually end up just playing it because it's not being played, and then when I said show me, like the crowd just go mad for it, which means obviously it's like Sean Paul in a bashment rave, innit? It's like Sean Paul. So just if you're gonna play that, if you're in a Yates or a mixed place, like a real soft place, and you play "Give Me the Light," it'll go off, or "Heads High," or one of them bait bashment songs. But if you was to ask fucking Firelinks or Sky Juice or one of them Tony Matteron, they would be like, that's dead, isn't it?
I'm gonna flip with you because it's like for like, yeah. So you can maybe get this more clear. Are you gonna bang though a classic?
I want to change my answer.
Wait,
I think are you gonna bang?
Listen, hear me out. Are you gonna bang though a classic first? Because that's
to me.
No, it's what Mellow was saying.
Listen. I'll tell you why. Because I said the same thing I said before.
It's an anthem.
Listen to this. The reason why I say Migraine Skank is a classic, yeah, to me anyway, is for the fact that if I play that, yeah, my mom knows it, my grand might know it, my aunt knows it, my son knows it. There's probably going to be some kids later in life that's going to know Migraine Skank. And to me, that makes it a classic.
Okay,
it's gone down in history. Now, are you going to bang? Listen to this. Now, are you going to bang? My mom don't know that. So unfortunately, my mom don't know that.
So facts.
You say unfortunately.
Fortunately, you mean?
One more question I'm going to ask you.
But I'm just saying.
One question. So is Gun Lean a classic then?
You know what, Riskgo? You know how mad that is? Because I said, yeah, in the same argument that Gun Lean technically will be a drill classic.
Yeah, I could agree.
That's what I said.
For the same argument.
Do you know why I asked that? Because it comes down, yeah, to the individual. So for example, my daughter, 17, she knows Gun Lean. She doesn't know she probably might have heard Migraine Skank, but it depends on who you're talking to. Yeah, it depends on the age group as well. So I just said that the reason why I said about the Are You Gonna Bang Though, and then I went to Gun Lean, because Are You Gonna Bang Though is very similar into the success that it's had to Migraine Skank and to the way it's gone out. So, you know, if you could say Migraine Skank is a classic, but Are You Gonna Bang Though's not, then I just think that's not right. If you understand what I'm saying. I think
because of the lyrical content of one. You see, Are You Gonna Bang? Yeah, is like a tune that made me say to myself that my daughters will never go to Ayanapa, but Migraine Skank didn't give me that. In fact, I had a headache once and tried to do it, and it actually worked. So it's to be honest, yeah, I actually think I actually think, in terms of a classic tune, I think Migraine Skank is a classic, in my personal opinion. What I've put down as funky classic, like if I had a top 10 funky, in fact, we can do that in a minute, like we can talk about a top, but I would probably be on more of those kind of songs. And that's probably from an outsider's perspective. But Migraine Skank would definitely be up there in the top 5. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, if we're going to talk about vocal, as you said, tunes with vocals on it, so actual songs, as opposed to just rhythms or, you know, like stuff for MCs to sing on or whatever, just literally as a song, like a creation with a verse, chorus, do you get what I'm saying? That kind of thing, the bridge, like I would say that that's definitely a classic and in my top 5.
So because I think Mellow gave it the best definition of anthem and classic, because I'd say I'm Fly is an anthem, but not a classic.
I think I'm Fly is just a basic tune.
I think you're what Mellow done is spot on, because like I say, I think Are You Gonna Bang though is an anthem in terms of like, forget London. Because when I roll with Funky, I didn't say I know Gracious, but I haven't rolled with Gracious like that. But when with Funky, you know, I rolled with Funky to different cities. And I was bigger than Funky D, before the tune. So when I was at my prime, shall I say, I was introducing Funky D to the scene. Yeah. After his tune, he was introducing me to people that I'm going to places and they see him as a god. So to them, it's just different levels, isn't it? Migrants probably had the same love. They just went to like Funky D headline Newcastle O2 Arena, fully sold out. I can't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Gracious K has got that kind of power as well. That's why
that tune got signed though. That's why that tune got signed. Do you know what I mean? So
both tunes got signed in the end, I think. Yeah, both tunes got signed. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, I think it's they're more anthems. You put them.
I think Migraine becomes a classic, and I think you could play a funky house set and miss out Are You Gonna Bang, and play a funky house set and not miss out.
I strongly disagree though, because as Funk Butcher's saying about, hey, go look over your shoulder. That what I'm saying, fact is, it depends on the area you're from. Yeah, that's why the gun.
No, I get what. No, but I'm talking about.
You can't say Funky has a Migraine's Gangster classic, and then you're bringing out songs with Hey Go Look. It's a big difference. That's a big difference. Trust me, they're not in the same bracket. It's mad. That's what you know when I first said.
Hey Go can still be in my top 10.
No, but you know what it is. You know when you asked me this question, C6, and I said it's just, even though it's all Funky has, it's just different rooms.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like they got different. There's so many different genres within the genre. There's so much little different captions within that genre.
You know the James Brown, I'm a good man. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's not even James Brown, you know.
Who's that?
It's it's this guy. It looks like James Brown, but
it's a stomper though, and
that's not James Brown.
No.
What are us?
Yeah.
Butcher, what I'm saying is, do you understand how I say it? That's different. Yeah. It's completely. It's like, I don't know. I just think that's like another genre to me. It's mad, but I know it's not. But it's like a different room. But that's just my insight. When you're trying to compare them kind of to like that kind of stuff, I just think it's different.
Cool, yeah. Cool. So before we wrap up, then, yeah, if you have, or do you have, a top three funky house tune, like your own personal? This isn't no classic. This isn't no classic. This is just your personal.
So you man can go. I'll go last, man. I'll just.
Who wants to go first?
Riskgo said they skanked me last time. I'm not falling for it again. It's not gonna happen. I'll go first because I could do mine first because it's probably like not as relevant as you guys. So top 3, yeah. Now you have to help me and let me know if they're classed as funky or not, yeah. But I would say, all right, I'm gonna be bait. I'm gonna go with the bait because that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say Party Hard is up there. there's no particular order, by the way. I'm just gonna just name 3 that I would put in my top 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say Party Hard. Already the man them don't rate me. Imagine that. Look.
Everyone's looking at you. Okay.
I'd say Party Hard. This is why you guys are the experts in it. I'm just here. So I'd say Party Hard. I will say Migraine Skank. And I'm actually looking through it at the same time. So bear with me a second. I would say, Party Hard, Migraine Skank. And what's the tune, yeah, that goes, get up. It's time to get fun, get down.
Versatile. Versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in your top 3.
Yeah.
Mad too.
Man don't rate me at all, but it is what it is, isn't it?
It's an interesting top 3 still.
Yeah, but bro, I don't claim to be a funky DJ, so leave me alone, man. Shit,
All
man.
right.
Bullying me.
That's fine.
All right.
That's fine. Let me go next quickly, yeah? So my top 3, yeah? Is it Malika, innit? Malika Go, yeah? That's 1.
Mm-hmm.
Little Silver, Night Skanker.
Ooh.
That's 2. And 3, yeah? I know you lot were cussing a bit, or Melo-D was cussing that there's bare remixes in that, yeah? But my number 3 is Apple, Desegalizer, the VIP one, though.
Mm.
Okay, that's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my 3. So. Who's
Um,
next?
I'll go.
Can I change one?
No, you can't. Don't say it, bro. Man heard one of my songs and said,
No. You know what it is?
To go first as well, the cheek of it.
You know what it is? I want to change the versatile one.
Nah, bro, you can't take
You know what it is? You know what it is? Because you lot got the shit in your head yet. I'm looking through it and I'm thinking, is that the tune that I played? But that's not the one I was thinking. All right, cool. I'll take it.
But you know what? It is though, because you actually said the words though.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of the order of a song that I played, but that's not actually the one. I was mixing up lyrics. That's shit. But it's all right.
The hot stepper version.
Huh?
The hot stepper.
No. It's all right. Leave it. It's all right. I'll accept it. Cool. I said what I said, innit?
Alright, cool. Mellow. Go on, Mellow.
3. I was thinking of The Way You Move. I know Riskgo said that earlier, but I already had that in my head. But I won't say that one because I know that's one of Riskgo's nicest ones. I would say Horns by Tadao.
Mm.
That would be there. I would go with Katie Pearl, Perempedi, in the air.
In the air.
Oh, mad. Is that funky though?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw a spanner in the works, yeah. And it gets played during funky, but I don't really hear it in many house sets. But you know, I just like the vocal, like Sinbad and Stilo, Soul Fever.
Mm.
That it's just I like
Is that funky though? Cause I feel like I'm being skanked now because I named things that I thought were funky and things that.
That's what I'm trying to say to you, Six. Yeah, it's just different rooms of funky.
Technically it's not. I don't think it even has a genre. Like, no, it does. It's house, isn't it? But
it's broken, isn't it?
So what's something like In the Morning? What's that?
Say?
Something like In the Morning. What's that?
That's funky.
Yeah, funky, yeah.
Yeah, because that's bad. And what about Sean and Scoffrey?
That's house.
That's house. Days like this, yeah.
Yeah, that's house. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's house.
Yeah.
And what about well, can I swap In the Morning for versatile? I thought it was soulful. I didn't know it was funky. Allow me, man. Can I swap it, please?
No, but
versatile makes my thing. Versatile tunes making my thing so weak. It's not even strong. It's not even strong. It's like a paper bridge, bro. It's not working, bro.
No comment.
Big up versatile, innit?
I'm not slewing versatile, but I'm just saying song for song. Like, he's still up there. I'm not knocking his song, but I'm gonna swap it In the Morning for that. That's it. It's not. It doesn't make a big difference anyway, because you lot still don't rate me. But
no, In the Morning is a banger.
Yeah, that's my top 3. All right, cool. Let's move on now. Thank you.
Cool. Butcher.
I'd say my first one would be Invasion Records Takeover.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pretend I know what you're talking about.
Takeover.
You know that we did it, do it again.
Oh yeah, I know. I do know.
You know that one. See.
And I'd say Perempe and D as well, In the Air, but the Bopstar remix. Yeah, that one goes down. And I'll probably say Hard House Banton Rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at Riskgo's face. He's happy that, no one said my tune still. Look at him.
Me, it's hard, isn't it? Because as an MC, I don't know what angle you want me to come from, but as an MC...
Any angle, bro. Any angle.
So,
You're just going to say the way you move 3 times.
No. That's sabotaging me already. Let me talk, man. Yeah, number 1, because I think that's a anytime I hear that uplifting.
What you?
The Way You Move, first one.
Okay.
The second one, I'll say Let's Do It Again. That's the tune I do one and a run. DJ Gregory again, I believe. But that I know that's not really that isn't classed as a funky house tune, but hey.
But we've owned it, bro. We've owned it.
Yeah, so that's that. So Way You Move, Let's Do It Again, DJ Gregory. And my last one, I will say hard, man. Seasons or Motherboard, I will say. Has to be Motherboard.
It's hard to pick between those two. No.
So what is Seasons the thing that Tribal Mags is on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a banger still. That beat is sick.
It's a mess as well, so it's madness.
What you doing? Spitting a bar?
Huh?
What you doing?
What?
Have you picked your one, Riskgo? What's your one? Your third one?
Yeah, I said
Seasons or Motherboard?
Yeah, you got to pick one.
You can't say or. There's no or.
Motherboard.
Motherboard.
Okay.
Only Motherboard.
So no one ain't picking High Definition, no.
High Definition is a bang. But you know what? You see, when I think of songs, when I hear Sirens, if I hear Sirens and I hear Cold Steps, they're ready for the then Sirens is up there. If I hear Sirens on its own, it don't have the same thing. Just like when Riskgo said that's what he does, his tune on. When Riskgo does it, the tune sounds 10 times better.
You know what? Yeah, this is big up Hard Ass Banton. I met him probably in 2019. Yeah, randomly at some random event. I've never seen him before in my life. He come up to me, said, "Yo, bro, I'm Hard Ass Banton." I said, "Oh shit, you made Sirens?" He said, "Yeah." It was like seeing a star in it for real. Yeah, sick. But Sirens, I hate that song.
Serious?
Yeah.
I don't really like Sirens still.
I never MC Sirens plays, yeah? I never MC on it.
Hate's a big word, you know.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
You don't MC on it. So you're MC and that big rhythm comes on and you just hold the mic and look at it.
I just don't like, I don't know, something about it, I just don't like.
Yeah, you get it. Sometimes you just don't feel to something, can it? I don't.
Has it always been like that, or was it like after a while you was like?
It's always been like that. Like Cosmic could tell you, but not really good.
You don't like it. I don't really like the Terminator tune. Dun 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 dun.
That's that offbeat and everything. Yeah, I don't spit on that either.
Yeah, that's offbeat.
I don't really like feel for it. Like I ain't got the passion for it when it's there.
Yeah. I just do an Ollie on that.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Rambo though. So there's tunes.
Is that the new thing that they
Yeah, that's the Afro house sound, isn't it?
Yeah. What's the tune that goes?
You're talking about Benga and that.
Yeah, what's that? That used to be a banger.
That's dubstep.
That's dubstep.
Is that what it is?
You say like a proper yardie man, you know. Proper sound man.
Wait, but Sirens, fuck Sirens, man. Cause we say fuck the police right now, so that's their tune. That's the Babylon tune. We're not playing that right now.
But that tune's a banger, man.
So you're not getting involved, just listening.
So quickly before we go, have you not had if you played abroad, even in England, what's the best city or country that you played in, performed in?
Like what? Like you mean like reaction wise?
No, like you've gone there and it was just sick that you was in that country playing the music that you want to play, doing whatever you want to do, or in that city doing whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have gone to Bristol and it was sick.
I got two. So the first one is Ayanapa at Club Abyss. Never gonna get that time, because what happened is they call me Riskgo. It wasn't as like number one, and it was always been like my biggest bar. But for some reason, it was Ram. I think it was Six on the Beach or something like DJ Cameo's rave, stupidly rammed, like fucking sweating, whatever. I dropped like, you know, my lyric and that, and yeah, that went off. So that will probably be that moment there for me. And then obviously recently, I always say again is Ibiza, and at House of Silk, random ravers, and I done a couple like my bars in on DJ S's set on some of the beats. So you know, like what's that tune called, man? What have I done? The girl sings on it, man. Drop.
I was first that my.
That's stop so quickly. Wait. Nah. Someone from Defected. Help me out, man. Yeah, it's a girl that sings it, sweet voice. Then the drop goes, mind your step. That's it.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Dennis Ferrer.
Dennis Ferrer. Sorry, I was gonna try and sing it out, but I realized I had to stop myself real quickly. But that
would have been a madness.
It goes on a drop, and it's like that way. I just can ride on a bit and do some lyrics of that. So that them two, like Bifa and Ayanapa, was probably my best highlights. Do you get me? That's me.
Mellow?
I think the best place I've played, I'll switch it up a bit, was Copenhagen, Denmark. It was Distortion Festival. And I was with Scratcher and Cooley G actually. And bad. The energy, like, because Copenhagen was like another Amsterdam. Like in terms of like weed laws and stuff like that. So they get down with the get down. And I think what was dope about it was that they were going in to every funky track and every house track from beginning right to the end. Like it was the tent was ram right up until 7 o'clock in the morning. But the energy I got was something different. I've always noticed that abroad you just get a different kind of love abroad than you do in your own backyard. So I would say Denmark.
Okay. Butcher?
Do you know what it was? Yeah, I think I had the most fun in Napa though, because I was out there for a month in 2009, and it was just different energy. Yeah, it's just so much jokes, and I think like I've played a lot of raves in different places, and yeah, it's more about the vibe afterwards. I think I get, because sometimes, I mean, I played a rave in Rome, and like when you finished, I got like an ovation, and you get people in those kind of places, they're really appreciative of the sound. For me, it was sitting out in the square outside Abyss, like with Cosmic and Fats, and what's that thing I said in 2009? Everyone was busted up about Cosmic. Oh, you know, what did I say?
Wait there, can I give you a quick story?
Go on.
Because Butcher's here, isn't it, yeah? So let me just give you a quick story before we go, yeah? So in 2009 Napa, yeah, me and Butcher had a laugh for about 2 to 3 hours, I feel like it was, yeah, on the wall, as Cosmic and Quincy had an argument, yeah, over a random girl sitting on Quincy's bed. And they argued for 3 hours. It just arguing continuously for 3 hours. Butcher was the peacemaker though. Still, as he said earlier, often in the scene, he was the peacemaker.
That's what it was. It was that day, yeah. And I said, some girl come up to me. She goes, "Oh, what's happening?" And I said, "You have to catch the omnibus edition." That's what it was, isn't it? And we was creasing. It was because they were arguing for so long, thinking, what? No one knew why they were going on and on and on and on. But you know, it's that place here is so sick because the vibe, everyone was they just want to party, they just want to party, they just want to party. And I think that's what's missing as well. We haven't got, come back to full circle, we ain't got a party island anymore. Do you know what I mean? Ibiza's not like Napa. It's not the same, man.
Yeah. Politics in Napa was mental. I didn't really understand it until one day, like, you know, I know that Biss don't like ice. I didn't really believe it till one day. At that time, I done a Biss. I was the man. I come out the next day. I could walk straight through into ice. I was cool. You get me? And then the security guard stopped me. I had to go to the office. What happened yesterday? You can't have that. Can't happen again. You got to show loyalty. I said, shit, pressure. So obviously, I couldn't be seen in a Biss because obviously,
Riskgo's in places.
That's the interesting.
Riskgo's in places with a hat on and no glasses, just so he can.
One that knows, yeah, it's not a lie. Real talk.
You was really having, like, I know some man that were hiding, running into Abyss, doing 2 bars, and then running back to ice and that, or black or white.
It's not a joke, you know. You can't go up and then it doesn't work like that.
Bro, there was one year. Did you see when all the family from Ice they came outside Abyss here because remember 09, yeah, when Lance arrived at Gracious, when Gracious arrived in Napa, yeah, and he got picked up in a Ferrari.
Yeah, they picked him up in a Ferrari. Yeah,
he got picked up in a Ferrari by the son, innit, of the.
No, the brother who does the music.
Yeah.
What's the name? Sniper.
Sniper. Pick man up from the Ferrari, and he was supposed to play at Abyss, yeah. But that's how politics. That's the politics is mad there, and I think that's a whole different episode in itself where you go there and you think, okay, I'm landing on the island, I can play anywhere, and it's like, no, you play for this club and you play once in that night, and you can't play nowhere else. It's not what we can do here. You can never do in Cyprus. You can't do like 5 bookings a night. What? You'll go missing.
You go missing,
fam.
That's order. That's because they set the order.
You know what you do, yeah?
Oh, listen, man was getting grief, yeah. Man was getting grief during the day, yeah, from feds, yeah. And you'd be like, okay, cool. And then at night, you'd see the feds, they're the doorman. So you think, certain people were getting caught not driving with the helmet during the day on their heads, and then later on, that same fed, it will be the doorman because they're just doing their after shift work and they're at the club and they're catching people then.
But Butcher, you know what I don't get though, yeah?
God.
I don't what technology they're using in INA. Because always getting caught so easy. You're getting caught, bro.
Yeah.
I could take off my glasses and try. You're getting called up the next day in the office saying you was at that. So I don't know what kind of face recognition them are using. No, you're not surviving it. You're getting caught. I even was confused. I even tried to lie, laughing this and that. We know you was there. That can't happen again. You get me?
That one was mad still. But yeah, man, them big up to the great episode. Bless for coming.
Definitely.
Yeah. We'll definitely get you on another one.
100, man. And when we open back up, we're gonna do a funky rave, man.
No, I think that could work. To be fair.
I think it's needed, man. I think it's needed. I think as we discussed some stuff, and it just shows that we just got to take the bull by the horns and just lead by example. You know what I'm saying? And you lot say you're looking for a young someone to do it, bro. I fit that in it, so I could be that.
You're a funky DJ, everything that.
But yeah, no,
no more. Man, just listing the whole things they're doing now.
That's it. All right, listen, respect though, man. Nah, it's been a great episode, man. So yeah, much appreciated. Thanks for coming through.
Listen,
all the visuals and everything, Fats will deal with all of that. And So just stay in the group, and we'll be putting stuff out throughout the week. But this will be out tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock on all platforms.
Okay. And give out you lot socials quickly in that, man. Anything you want to promote, anything you got going on?
Yeah, Riskgo, social media, Riskgo, RISKGO. Hopefully, you know, the government, the coronavirus thing is okay. September cornered. Check out the Instagram page, cornered, for more information. I don't want to give out too much information because of the time, but yeah, check us out. Also add me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, over and up.
Riskgo, what's the set times for cornered?
He's a powerful man, you know.
What is that now, fam?
September, man. Come at me in August, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. Good, yeah. It's a shame we couldn't do Carnival this year, though.
Listen, Carnival. One thing though, Carnival, big up Melo-D still, because like Mellow knows, so I'm gonna go over, but is it last year, Mellow?
Yeah, and the year before that. So you do it twice.
What man done at Carnival was a madness. What he done, because from left to right, all the way down the road, they was skanking to funky, bro. Literally going mad. Like we drawing crowds. I like Mellow. We drew.
Yeah, the footage on my Instagram page. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
We got Mellow for that anyway, man. Carnival, big up.
All right. Big up, Mellow. Yeah, you quickly give out your socials, Mellow.
Yeah, on Instagram, the Funkaholic, TheFunkaholic, and on Twitter, DJ Melo-D UK, DJ Melod UK.
And just differently, before we go, I want to big you up for everything else that you're doing separately to music. You're a great inspiration, bro. You know, like when you look up to your peers, that's a great thing, and man looks up to you for that. So enough respect.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Keep doing your thing, my brother.
Bless.
Mr. Butcher, sir.
Yeah, I'm just at Funk Butcher everywhere, and the record label's at Houseology label, and yeah, that's it, man.
Houseology. So you put out tunes and stuff. You got any tunes out at the moment?
Yeah, I've had it going since 2009 now. Yeah, so quite a little while. Put out tunes from Banton, put out tunes from Kismet, Tipper, Phil Asher, Snips, quite a few people. Yeah. So
how did we get on the mailing list?
Oh, it's Mikasa Sukasa, man. Just holler me, man. I got you.
I love that.
Yeah, I could do that, man. So we say I could like some of these tunes you lot are talking about. Change my top 3 in it, man. Them change.
And Butcher, big up Butcher, because I see Butcher on my Twitter. He's fighting the fight on my Twitter as well. I see Butcher regularly going ham on my Twitter.
Dropping science. Yeah.
Bro, educating the people, bro.
Fam, I'm black 24/7. You have to show these man. You know what I mean? I'll never forget where I come from. Do you know what I mean? Some man they yeah. Some man Michael Jackson done us. Do you know what I'm saying?
Good luck, man. I love that, man. Brothers, enough love, man.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Bless up.
Yeah, bless you.
Yes.
Big up.